Previously heard on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for our children.
Thank you very much, South Carolina.
Yeah, nailed it.
I just caught that some people don't have maps.
And then years later, here she is at the Fiesta Bowl.
On behalf of the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, congratulations to both teams for an amazing season, an incredible CFP semifinal game, and an amazing, amazing win tonight.
Amazing.
It is my honor to present the Verbo Fiesta Bowl Championship Trophy to Coach Mario Cristobal and the Miami Hurricanes.
Now, in all truth, we don't know if it's the same person, but we're guessing. We're guessing it is.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and
Thank you very much, South Carolina.
The Chuck and Bo Show on demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Catch up on all 3 hours with the podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Think about this, Chuck. Think about, like, this show's free. You don't have to subscribe to it. But imagine if this was the Chuck and Bo Show. If you were listening to the show and you wanted to cancel it, like you're done listening to us.
I hate that.
But there's no way to ever turn your radio off or get it off the Chuck and Bo Show. How maddening would that be that every time you get in your car, you can't adjust the volume and you can't change the show?
Well, you'd start
you
walking.
Can't turn it off.
We would be a healthier
Chuck
society.
and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this much.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo
There we
Show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Yeah, I didn't really plan to yesterday, but I ended up watching a lot of pro football. I knew there were going to be games on. I didn't see anything Saturday because, we were down at Auburn getting ready for that game.
What game?
And what a game it was. But yesterday, that was really good football. I stayed up late last night. I saw Hunter Henry score a touchdown, the only touchdown of their game. And, it was good. And the college football playoff seemed like a distant memory, way back on Friday night.
For some of us, this is sort of like March Madness. This is when we watch the NFL playoffs, like the NFL in general, during the playoffs.
I do.
Like we
I
check
will
it out
admit,
in the
I
regular
do.
season, but it gets to the playoffs, and I think some of that, for me, is they're playing on other days besides Sunday.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you got a random game on a Friday night. You're watching or Saturday night, it's the Packers
Right.
and the Bears, and it's a
Right.
good game. And I say random because you're not used to having a Saturday night
Not a big game.
NFL game.
Yeah, not a
Generally,
really big
as
game.
Bart would let us know, that day's reserved for college football. But we didn't get that. We had Thursday, Friday, then whatever happened in Auburn on Saturday. There was a rumor, but from what I understand, Arkansas didn't play in that game. And so I don't even think it should go on their record. And then Saturday night, we just moved to the Packers game. And that was an interesting game because of the way the Bears coach is. And I don't know, but I don't know if the Bears can win another game because, they celebrated in the locker room as though they had won the whole thing. I mean, it was emotional, and it was that the first playoff game they've won since Mike Ditka?
In a while.
Is that right?
Not quite that.
Not
long.
quite.
Maybe the first meaningful.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, they've played in a Super Bowl in recent memory, at least.
But it does.
Rex Grossman was the quarterback.
Wow. Florida.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
2011. First.
So
playoff
Ditka.
win since
Yeah.
2000.
So Ditka.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. we can say that.
Good for them. But there was a lot going on in the locker room afterwards. A lot of heartfelt, speeches and game balls and all that going on.
I'll admit I wondered how good Caleb Williams would be when he came out of USC. He was kind of a sort of a me guy, a lot of he liked having the attention on himself.
Big NIL guy.
Big NIL guy, but he's really he's developed into a solid NFL quarterback.
He made
really
some throws in that game that not a lot of
he's developed into a really, really good NFL quarterback.
They got down 21-3
at
halftime. Came back, won the game.
We left Auburn and it was 21-3. It was halftime and landed, and it was right at the end of the game, 31-27 Bears. So it was it was quite a comeback.
The Bears have a kicker that's going to be working for UPS next year.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can be one of those stories that can come back from UPS and somebody picks him up off the waiver wire. And he goes from delivering a package, 1 week to kicking a game-winning field goal the next.
You mean the Packers?
The Packers kicker, the guy that
Packers.
missed it.
Yeah, sorry. Packers just they couldn't make a field goal, and it was. But the Bears. That's what happens when a team's coming back on you. You can't stop the bleeding, and then you realize
even in pro
your
football,
kicker should be delivering packages.
Well, even in pro football, there's pressure. I mean, we watch it in college football. We see sometimes our guy, and it's like, man, how could they miss that? I mean, you got to make that kick. Even the pros miss them. It's a pressure-packed deal.
The Jags were trying to come back against the Bills, and they ended up Trevor Lawrence threw a pick, and we never got to see this. But I was waiting for Cam Little to come out.
I know.
And kick a 67-yarder
He was getting warm.
to tie it up.
He was getting warm.
You don't ever see this, man. You know how they show where the field goal range is, and that's the line you got to get to, sort of like they do the first down marker. But that line right there is to get into field goal range. They had it at the 50-yard line. But so you get the kickoff, and you've got to go 20 yards to be in field goal range at midfield. Now, would he have made it? I don't know, but it would have been fun to watch.
Back in the day in college football, if you missed a field goal, no matter where it was, the ball just came out to the 20. So people would try them from everywhere. And that's when you had, in the space of about a month, you had 3 kickers in the Southwest Conference have kicks over 65 yards, and Little was one of them. And the feeling was for Arkansas and Texas A&M with Franklin and Erxleben and Little, if you just got to plus territory, you were in field goal range. And it was true. And they kind of feel that way, I'm sure. Now, maybe not in the middle of the third quarter, but certainly at the end of the half or the end of the game, if they get on the other side of midfield, they're going to, and they have to, they're within his range.
Hunter Henry caught a touchdown
Yes, he did.
to help New England with the Chargers last night. They went up 2 with this score right here.
Play pass. Oh, picked up on Henley. Twists him. Man's up. Henry's got it to the end zone. Touchdown, New England.
Well, New England looked pretty good.
They did look good.
Knocked out the Chargers.
A couple of things I just kind of made a mental note of last night after the game, and I hadn't thought about this, how meaningful play games are. Hunter Henry's played in 136 pro football games. That's a lot.
Yeah.
This was his second playoff game. So it lets you know what games like this mean and what scoring a touchdown in a game like this means. I mean, Hunter's had a lot of great memories as a football player. Many of them involve his time here. But I can't imagine that what happened last night won't be in the top 5 at the very least because, you're scoring a touchdown in a playoff game and in a place that really loves their football team.
They've remade themselves.
Yes, they have.
The Patriots.
Well, the quarterback.
Kind of got it back.
It's the quarterback.
Josh McDaniel. Yeah.
It's the
They
quarterback.
found their guy. They found their head coach. They had to. It's hard when you have all the success they had with Belichick and Brady. And I know people now just want to remove Belichick, but I do think there was a chemistry there for a long time, and they had it figured out. As an organization, they had the right pieces, the right people in the right seats, and it was working. And then all of a sudden it wasn't, and that's a really hard thing to sort of flip around and come out of, and they figured it out.
In college football, the most important piece of that puzzle that you just laid out there is the head coach. In pro football, it is the quarterback. Without Tom Brady, there is no Bill Belichick legend. There is no New England Patriots as we came to know them. In pro football, as I forget the player, one of our former players, it might have been Hunter, who said that, in college football, the most important man in the building is the head coach. In pro football, the most important man in the building is a quarterback. And New England is very, very fortunate that they had Brady as long as they did. And I think Drake May's that kind of guy. He's young. He's not scared. And they're going to win a lot of games with him. They may not be done winning this year.
Those who get around and watch the NFL every Sunday probably already knew this. I didn't know that Drake May, according to Ty Mattingly, who's a Chargers fan, and was sitting at my house watching Drake May run for first downs. I'm like, he's like, they got to spy the quarterback. And I was like, is he like a runner? Like, is he just taking advantage of some opportunities here? He's like, Dad, he leads the league in running for first downs out of all quarterbacks.
Keep up. Don't you have a radio show?
Yeah.
You're supposed to know this
Exactly.
stuff.
That's
You're
every
supposed
sports,
to know that.
That is every sports answer.
No, that's
no
right.
matter whether it's kickball
No, you're right.
or highlight.
No, you're right.
NFL or NBA, you should know all of it. And I'm like, no, that's not really how it works. We try to know what we are talking about, but that doesn't always work either. But it is really interesting watching the NFL right now. Just in case you're catching up, the Niners eliminated the Eagles.
That was a good game.
Bills beat the Jags. We talked about that. The Bears got the Packers. And the Rams, way back whenever that game was on Saturday, 34-31 over the Panthers. The thing is you got, for the most part, you got good games.
Close games.
You got
close
I guess all of these games, besides last night where it was 16-3. But because it wasn't such a high-scoring game, it remained close. The Chargers just couldn't get it going on offense after they blew it, and got no points out of – they went for it on fourth down inside their short red zone.
That was dumb.
And they didn't score there, and then they never scored a touchdown the entire game. But all of those games – and I think that's one of the things that hurt the college football playoff, the Indiana game, Oregon.
Ooh.
I mean, Indiana looks like they just keep getting better.
I mean, I look at the game a week from tonight, and, it's Indiana by a mile.
So I heard one stat that made me think slightly differently about the game, and it's something to the effect of when Indiana rushes for less than 4 yards a carry, it's a much tighter game. Like, that doesn't mean they lose because they haven't lost a game all year. But when they run for more than 4 yards a carry on average, they're winning by, I think, an average of 25 points.
Unless the moment's too big for them, and I can't imagine it will be. They're going to win the national championship. I don't see any other way than if they just get to the next Monday night and fold. But I don't see that happening. I just can't imagine that it would happen.
I don't know. Sig was he kind of let his guard down a little bit.
I'm really not thinking about the next game. I'm thinking about cracking open a beer.
Yeah.
Not just having a beer.
He knows what the people want.
Not just having a beer, but
cracking open.
Yeah,
it's the way he says that.
Yeah, it's the pop. It's the pop of the beer.
That's right.
That's back when let's go have a couple of pops.
That's right.
That's what it's about right there. You got to be able to just crack that lid right off the top.
Crack open a beer sounds a lot more fun than just, hey, I'm going to go have a beer.
Somebody's going to get to the bottom of his brand. Like, it's a PBR. Is it Flight by Yingling? Is it Coors Banquet? What do you think Signetti's having?
Old Milwaukee.
It was something.
They have that in a bottle?
It's something that's been around a while.
I feel like it's in a bottle. Why do I
Maybe
think it's
so.
in a bottle?
You got to crack the
it.
can. You got to crack open a can of beer.
So it's not a bottle.
No.
I don't think so.
No way.
I don't think so.
I think it's Busch Light.
Hey, that's a.
I was thinking Bud Light. I was thinking traditional.
I think it's probably one of those two.
Yeah.
Busch Latte.
Well, if it's not Flight by Yingling, I don't know. But I really kind of want to know.
Well, Find out.
So here we go, Miami. We got the Monday night national championship game. Bart, how do you feel about the game being on a Monday night?
What are your thoughts,
week from
Bart?
today?
How was your weekend, Bart?
By the way, real quick, it appears.
Good morning.
Good morning. It appears it's Coors Light.
Coors Light.
It appears that is.
There you go.
Huh.
Nothing says Signetti like a silver bullet.
I'm not 100% certain, but that's what 30
Those
seconds
silver
of,
bullet people are loyal.
30
They are. They're
seconds
loyal
of
to their
internet
brand.
sleuthing shows.
The mountains are blue.
That's right. I'm doing well, guys. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, how was your weekend?
It was fine.
Do you have anything to complain about? You got anything you're kind of
what's
upset
on
about
your
coming
mind?
out of the weekend?
No, I just
not yet.
Got a lot done around the house.
Got a lot done around the house.
Cleaned out closets, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that kind of weekend.
Yeah, it was.
Saturday was just like I had the best half of Saturday. Like the first half of Saturday was just amazing. Same thing. Got a lot done. Got to read a little bit. You know, just all the things you want to get done on a Saturday. You know, some you time. You don't feel rushed about everything. You got to, kind of like Chuck's life on a daily basis.
That's right.
And it is peaceful. And then the afternoon happened. You know, it's just chaos. I mean, the 14-year-old daughter, friends, got to go do and here and whatever and there, and plans change 15 times. And then, you're just trying to get to 5 o'clock, and then 5 o'clock happened, and you're like, oh my gosh. Listen, here's how delusional I am. I'm like, they can't be this bad for two halves.
That's what I thought, too. That's what I thought,
So I went into the old Oaklawn Sports app, and I put $50 on Arkansas to win 900 in the second half.
Yeah.
And I'm like, anytime you gamble, you've already lost the money. That's how I approach it. So I was like, well, I could spend $50 on another Starbucks order for these girls, these teenage girls, or I could try to win $900.
Sorry, no Starbucks for you, honey.
and then I watched the game, man, and it just left you with an awful feeling. And the problem, Chuck, is like you guys get to just kind of run out of the arena and get on the plane and run home. There's nowhere for us to go.
It kind of sits with you. Kind of sits with you
And
the
then,
rest of the day.
And then Kara's a Packers fan, so I'm a Packers fan. And we watched that debacle.
Oh, how the allegiances change.
And it was like, oh. Well, yeah, that happened months ago.
Yeah, that's right.
And
got a cheesehead hat.
Yeah. Well, I was hiding the cheese.
Now we
graters
know
in the
why
house.
he's out on the Chiefs. Now we know why.
Well, I told y'all that. You
the
just don't
Chiefs.
listen.
Yeah.
I told you that. I said I picked a great time to get off the bandwagon. Packers fan now, and there's I can't just get off of that bandwagon. I don't know.
You're in it now.
Anyhow, we're into the show now. Apparently, it's 6:17. It's Monday. We're getting started. Get up, get rolling. Let's go. The weekend's over. New week, new time, new you. See, this is what the Chuck and Bo Show is. You just show up and have coffee with you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more. They carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home. Kids, there's never a good deal good enough with a bad person. Still a bad deal.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is proudly driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. We've been talking about them for a number of years. The truth is, they've been Northwest Arkansas's premier vehicle dealership for really as long as I can remember. There are lots of reasons for that. Starts with great brands: Honda, Acura, Chevy, Toyota. And then they've got the largest pre-owned selection that you're going to find anywhere. Trusted names. And they're all right here at the Fayetteville Auto Park. But what really separates them is what happens after the sale. You want to know your vehicle can be serviced by people you trust, right where you bought it. And that's exactly what you get at Fayetteville Auto Park. An award-winning service department and an award-winning collision center, all under one roof. It really is your one-stop automobile headquarters. They've been in business for 25 years. That's a long time. Built on trust, relationships, top-tier service. That's how you stay around as long as they have. The Fayetteville Auto Park. Drive with confidence.
Looking for the perfect light beer to kick off the new year? Flight by Yingling raises the bar for light beers. With just 95 calories, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of a Yingling, but it's a light beer. Grab a Flight at your favorite store or ask your bartender and take your beer game to new heights. It's perfect for the holidays or watching a game. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
I think I have 1,100 subscriptions. I'm pretty sure. It is so ridiculous.
That guy subscribed to Hulu twice.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I was just looking at social media and something on Tom Brady in the broadcast booth. You think Brady's a good commentator now?
Well, I think he's okay. I don't think he's great, but I think he's okay.
I like listening to
guys
being
critical.
That have been in the game recently.
I do too, but I don't think he's like as good as a lot of them, but I think he's okay.
I think the leap he's made from his first year in the booth to this year
makes sense.
It's a lot better.
Is incredible.
Yeah, he's a lot better.
And
this year.
I think he's the type of guy who's just going to keep getting better at it. I saw the thing when he was talking about throwing the football in the wind during the broadcast.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
That's the type of stuff that just elevates a broadcast, right? You don't get that insight from Chris Collinsworth or anybody.
Collinsworth's a lot better than he gets credit.
He's
for.
good. He looked last night like he was auditioning for a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, I thought.
Well, he's getting old.
I thought he was bad last night.
He's getting old.
Well, I'm glad I brought this up. But tell me how bad was Chris Collinsworth?
Well,
by the way, do most people even
what made
notice?
him bad?
Do most people even notice what I brought up here? I mean, are we the only? Are we the?
Most people
aren't geeking out unless they're just bad, and we get those in some of the SEC network games. Like there'll be somebody calling a game and you don't know who it is, and you're just like, what are they talking about? And they just keep repeating the same things, or you know what I mean? It's obvious to people that aren't even in this profession that this is bad. But when I watch an NFL game, I don't go, man, who are these guys? But I do pay attention when it's Brady and he's breaking something down from a quarterback perspective, or really what the quarterback's looking at. Last night he picked an opportunity to say from an angle. Boy, that's a good angle right there. You can see how tight everything is from that angle. Like, we have no idea what these quarterbacks are looking at.
Right.
When they're trying to put balls in windows and, the timing of it. And by the way, the route's not always the route. It's got to adjust to the defense. I geek out on a little bit of that stuff every once in a while. I appreciate that.
I have to admit, even though I work in this, I don't really geek out on that stuff. I don't break it down the way a lot of it's. First off, it's hard to do, and I have a lot of respect for them.
You what now?
It's hard to do, and I have a lot of respect for those
what they're
guys.
doing.
Yeah, what they're doing is
hard.
Yeah, and I have a lot of respect for them. So it's I don't like to criticize him, but I don't think Brady's any better than Romo or any of the other guys out there. I think he attracts attention, which is why they're paying him $300 million. And people will go, did you hear what Brady said? Well, yeah, every other analyst says the same thing too. Yeah, but they're not Tom Brady. And so that's why you pay him $300 million.
Yeah.
See, I think Brady has actually jumped Romo this year.
I have no clue.
In terms of like,
I agree with that.
I
think Romo needs to
get
out of the booth. He's terrible.
You guys are just tired of it.
I think
Romo's
he's
just not very good.
I think Romo's gotten worse. I think Romo's gotten a lot worse from his first couple of years. He was providing,
criticize the play-by-play guys and the color guys. Here we go.
He was bringing a lot of.
We're getting a little too close to
you guys are
Chuck's
close
getting
to home
defensive.
right here, man.
But Romo's gotten
worse. You guys
worse.
step in that booth. See how you do.
He doesn't provide any insights anymore. It's all just fanfare and high fives and everything. Like his first several years.
I'm sorry I brought this up.
His first several years, he was providing a lot of insight and stuff that you could take from the game and be like, oh, that's really interesting. I don't say that ever when he's doing a game now. Same with Collinsworth. Like Collinsworth was talking about how a fourth down call in the fourth quarter or early second quarter was the play of the game during the broadcast. Like, it's a shame that Tirico works because Tirico's awesome. Mike Tirico's awesome.
He's terrible.
This is funny. It's funny because how people see it. Like
Right.
how people. But I did notice. I didn't read it. I just saw people were ripping Romo on social media.
I just like
it's
not. Let me say it this way. It's not for me. The way he does a game is not for me. The way Collinsworth does a game is not for me. The way Greg Olsen does a game, that's all. That to me, I love that. The way Brady does a game, I love that. Like, you learn something watching the game.
I like a guy who knows what he wants. You know what's for you.
Yeah.
Bart knows what's for him. Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. Now you're up to date on. The thing is,
oh no,
it's not for me. Yeah. The way they call it isn't for me.
Yeah, Teamwork Roofing and Construction is, Bart. They're for you. By the way, can't divulge this yet, but I got a random call from a longtime friend who now has a really good garage door company, huge garage door company, and I was like, man, timing is everything. Bart was just. Walking the halls, the streets, looking for a garage door company.
All that work out for you?
Send them my way.
And
I need a new garage door.
We've got you
it's
covered.
It's been broken for like 2 years.
We've got you covered. We're gonna get this thing done.
Yes.
They're gonna become our
things
garage
are expensive with the
garage door
I understand.
partner. And much like Teamwork Roofing and Construction, we partner with people we believe in and can get the job done the right way for you, and you're going to come back to them. You're going to recommend them. That's the kind of work they're going to do. You're going to be glad you did business with them. Sometimes these things are hard to find. If you need a roof quote today, teamworkbuilt.com. Maybe you've got a remodel. Maybe it's cabinets, a cabinetry situation you've got to get taken care of. Maybe it's all of it. Teamworkbuilt.com. We'll get it done. They'll get it done right the first time. It'll be a job that'll last. You'll want to recommend them to other people. They do what they say. They come in on time and on budget, and they only use the best materials. Teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, built on quality and powered by teamwork.
Well, I've got a lot more rhythm than people realize.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
If you're having issues with your gutters or drainage around the house, you need to call Hog Trough Gutters. They're locally owned and operated with over 30 years of experience. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drains. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured, and every job comes with a 20-year guarantee. Hog Trough Gutters services all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Log on to their website, hoggutters.com, to find out more. That's hog, Gutters.com.
Chuck has thoughts. I want to have some coffee and let you guys roll for a while. This is going to be good.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on the Chuck and Bo Show.
What's going on in this new world? I mean, it just seems like a completely different animal right now.
It is. I'm going to tell you, I've got a weird philosophy on this portal. Think about this. Arkansas does not get the 5 stars out of high school. They don't get a lot of out-of-state 4 stars. How can they get those kids? Let them 4 and 5 star kids go to the Alabamas, the Georgias, the Notre Dames, the Texas for a year or two, and then leave there. And that's when you get them. And they're still got 2 to 3 years left to play. I think the portal is the best thing that could happen to Arkansas if they use it wisely. They've got to use it wisely, though. I mean, but I think they can get talent that they wouldn't get if there was no portal. I mean, transfer portal and stuff. I think if they use their head and get the kids that were great players in high school, and when these kids all want to go to those big-time schools, but when they get there, they look and they see 3 or 4, 5 stars ahead of them. You know what I mean?
Is it just pretty much strictly a negotiation? Like, A, how you're going to fit in here, and then B, how much we can pay you, and then they just keep shopping around?
Let me tell you a crazy story. Malcolm Simmons, a wide receiver from Auburn, who's a very good football player, guess who he brought with him? He didn't bring his dad, didn't bring his mom, didn't bring his sister, didn't bring his brother. I don't know if he had a sister, brother, but he brought his reps. He brought his agent's dad with him. So, that tells you something about the negotiating process. Yeah. He brought his agent's dad with him. Of all people, I've never seen that.
Yeah.
I've never seen that in my life. I mean, obviously, we're talking the last 3 or 4 years. But, I mean, I've been around this portal stuff since it's been open, and I've never seen an agent's dad come with the kid. And Arkansas still in it for Simmons, so apparently they liked what they heard. They're one of 3 or 4 schools still in the mix for him.
Oaklawn and Hot Springs is where excitement, luxury, and nonstop action come together, all in one unforgettable destination. The Oaklawn Casino Resort features a 24/7 smoke-free casino with more than 1,500 slot machines, plus blackjack, craps, roulette, along with great dining, live entertainment, and energy that goes all night. When it comes time to relax, check into the luxury hotel, enjoy award-winning restaurants like the Bugler, and unwind at the Astral Spa, Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa. And it's the perfect escape with Hot Springs National Park and beautiful scenic lakes just minutes away. And for sports fans, Oaklawn Sportsbook keeps the action going year-round. Bet on football, basketball, baseball, golf, and more. Even international sports with easy deposits and withdrawals, all through America's best sports betting app. Oaklawn is your Hot Springs escape. Plan your visit today at oaklawn.com.
At First Security Bank, banking isn't one size fits all. It's personal because everyone's financial journey looks a little different. From managing day-to-day spending, to running a small business, to helping your kids learn more smart money habits, or taking that big step toward buying a home. At First Security, you get the services you expect, the technology you need, and the real support of local people who live here, know the community, and take the time to understand what you're trying to accomplish. Life moves fast, and having a bank that moves with you makes a difference. Whether you prefer stopping by a branch, banking on the app, or picking up the phone to talk with someone who actually knows your name, First Security is there. They offer smart tools like mobile banking, bill pay, and mobile check deposit, along with thoughtful solutions like flex banking for kids, checking built for small businesses, and local mortgage lenders who guide you through the home buying process. Choose the power of personal. Bank better at First Security. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, thanks for tuning in in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
Get up. You got to get up. You got to go. You're going to feel worse if you don't. Feel better now.
I don't know about
Hate
that.
it later.
You might feel better staying in bed.
You will. You will.
That's an embellishment. You might feel better staying in bed.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
January 12th. Did that intimidate you briefly?
What's that?
Bray Cook walking in.
Yeah, I mean, like Bray Cook, I'm like looking out the door here,
Like-
and all of a sudden I see this huge shadow.
Former NFL
Yeah, I'm like,
offensive
what the
line
hell's going on? Because nobody's here normally this time of the day except us.
Yeah.
Unless something's like wrong. Somebody's looking for one of us. And I thought, man, I hope that guy's not looking for me.
You feel better now?
I do.
That guy's on our team.
Yeah, he's on our
Then
side.
I'll stand next to him on a sideline, like a Greenwood game, and expect
he'll
not
bail
to get
on you in
blown
a
up.
heartbeat.
Well,
But
you do what any sensible person would. You get out of the way.
I'm telling you what, I'd stand behind him. I'd stand behind him.
It's
that's
hard when
where
you
I
have
would
a
be.
camera in your hand to stand behind.
Yeah,
him.
but I'd still find him. I would find him, and I would be there.
It'd be like the opposite of, well, you would make him your get-back coach.
You would get a yes.
You have
that is
him
exactly
attached
right.
to you, and then while you're shooting, you make sure he's grabbing you and yanking you out of the way.
If I was on the sidelines and he came up and said, "Get back," I'd like go to the stands and get like the second row. I would get back.
The day today, if you didn't know, National Day today is Bart's Day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What do you do? On like St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
What do you do?
That St. Patrick's Day is really my day.
That is your day.
Really?
Yeah.
But today is another Bart Day. It's Kiss a Ginger Day. Kiss a Ginger Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
What are
it
you
is.
going to do, Bart?
Probably nothing.
They're lining up, aren't they?
Yeah.
How's your
my phone's blowing up.
your DMs?
Yeah.
Those direct
They're
messages.
open. They're open.
Have you checked your
Are
Facebook
they
Messenger
slidable?
lately?
No.
Are your DMs slidable, Bart? Are they?
How
They're
about,
open.
Where
Open
do you
for
get
sliding?
most of your messages, Bart? LinkedIn? Is that where they come
it's
from?
LinkedIn. Yeah.
The
LinkedIn.
business
Yeah.
network. That's where they are. I think we've gone long enough, fellas. We're going to have to talk about this game.
Yeah.
6:36 on Monday morning, and it did not go well at Auburn, to say the least. And it was as if Auburn really had to win a game.
Yes.
And Arkansas, according to Cal, they practiced well. They had a good shoot around. They were ready to go. And then the game started, and Auburn just came out like on fire. I mean, everybody that played seemed like they were playing their best game on Auburn's side of the ball. I mean, they just looked like whatever their max potential was, they had it all day. And Arkansas kind of got hit in the mouth, and it's not like they quit trying, but they looked lost defensively, and they got dominated in the paint. Auburn 48-28 in points, 37 and 28 on the boards over Arkansas. Cal, after the game,
I walked in and said, not my team. I'm burning the tape. Let's move on. Get on the bus fast. Let's get out of here. What are you going to do? Had a bunch of guys that we got to have fun. And I told them, you got to take responsibility. I mean, we had a great practice and had a great shoot around. So I felt really good until I watched the game unfold. And I saw that they were beating us to every loose ball, every 50-50 rebound. But you know what? This stuff happens. It happened to us last year. We got it going, and we went somewhere, I think South Carolina, and we were down 35. So this happens. They're not machines. They're not robots. And give Auburn credit. The way they played, I won't watch this tape. Not my team.
Well, last year when it happened at South Carolina, they bounced back pretty well, and I would imagine they'll bounce back, ironically, against South Carolina on Wednesday night. It was a bad game, and Auburn did play like a team that had to win because they did. They were 0-2 in conference play. They lost Saturday night. It would have been really hard for them to come back from that. And they played like a team that had a real sense of urgency, and Arkansas didn't. I thought Auburn out, Arkansas at Arkansas, just to be honest. They took everything to the rim in the first half. I know it ended up being plus 20 at the end, which is massive. But, in the first half, they just did exactly what they wanted to do, and Arkansas settled for threes. And, just like that, it was just not much of a ball game.
We've lost to 3 top 10 teams. We had a chance to beat all 3. That's who we've lost to, top 10 teams. We had no chance today, no chance.
This was their first stinker. I mean, the first game where it's like, man, they were really bad. The others, they just lost to good teams. This time, they and they'll tell you. And I don't think it's a trend, but it was not good Saturday night.
Good morning, Bart. He's in the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. He's ready to talk.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this, Bart?
Well, yeah. I mean, look, it's most likely an outlier, right? Like it's just one of those nights. For whatever reason, the effort was just not there. That is the first time I watched this team all season, and was just like they just don't have any fight. Like the effort's just not there. On either side of the ball, whether it's offensive movement or playing good defense, it's just not there. The defensive thing is something that I've kind of been tracking over the course of the season, and Saturday was kind of like the red flag. Like, man, these guys have to get better defensively. I know it was far the other way, right, on Saturday. Like it was just too far gone. But they don't pressure the opposing team's offense well enough. They just don't. They are 351st nationally in non-steal turnover percentage. That means almost all the turnovers they force are off of steals. They don't force the opposing team into mistakes, right? They steal the ball, and that's how they get turnovers. They have to get better defensively. They just have to. No Cal team, no team he's ever coached has had success in March being this bad on the defensive end. I think there's potential for them to get a lot better on that side of the ball because you have guys who've played really good defense in the past, like DJ Wagner, Carter Knox, Billy Richmond. Nick Pringle's played really good defense in his career. Those are going to be the guys you're going to have to rely on, I think, moving forward to shut down the opposing team. They got to get better on that side of the ball. Otherwise, that might not be the only stinker they have in SEC play. Like Vanderbilt could light them up. Georgia could light them up. Florida, Alabama, you've got to tighten things up on that side of the ball. You cannot just outscore people in this league.
So I agree with the last part about getting better on defense. And you gave some stats there, and stats sometimes tell a lot, and sometimes they don't tell you enough. But I agree they've got to get better defensively. I think, too, the first part of your point, you can look that way when it's not your night. When
that's
nobody on your team, on a team that you think you've got guys across the board that can go get you a bucket and nothing's falling, and then the other team's playing at a level maybe they haven't played at yet.
Man. That's why I was when I said it went so far the other way, it just looks worse than it is.
Right, and sometimes it makes people say things like they didn't give enough effort. And I think effort can actually go the opposite way on you sometimes. Like the harder you try, the worse it gets. Like an easy analogy, you're on the driving range, you can't hit a good shot, and you want to hit another shot faster than the last one. It's not because you're not trying. Yeah. It's not because you don't have effort, but, man, you look awful.
It's just not working.
And the harder you try, the worse it gets. And I thought that all was happening on Saturday. But defensively, I think they've known all along they've got to continue to improve there.
Sometimes you got to give the other team credit, too.
Absolutely.
As hard as it is.
Absolutely.
And I thought Auburn played a really good game.
Auburn played their best game of the year.
No question. And this is basketball, and, they'll be back here in a couple of weeks, or a few weeks, I guess, 3 or 4. They're here in February.
February 14th.
Yeah, so it's they'll get another shot at
Valentine's Day.
Right.
Have to bring a lot of heart to that game.
Yes,
Jimmy Dykes.
Yeah, it's all about the big Valentine.
All about that Valentine.
So, it's a game in early January. At this time last year, Arkansas was 0-3, and they weren't done losing. So, and by the time we got to March, it was a distant memory. And my suspicion is that what happened Saturday night will be a distant memory.
Lot of basketball left.
Speaking of Valentine's Day, it's a chance to get ahead. You know, we don't get ahead. Most of us guys, we're not ahead. But you could get ahead today because Arkansas got beat so badly at Auburn. We had to bring up the next time they were going to play them. It happened to be on Valentine's Day. So you happen to get reminded today that Blakeman's can take care of your Valentine's Day for you.
This is like buying a Christmas present in July for a guy.
Yeah. But you got to do, I mean, if you're, if you want to be ahead and you want to have your record be better than your losses, then you might as well go to Blakeman's and let them hook you up. They'll help you figure out just the right thing, and when you deliver that purple bag on Valentine's Day, it's going to be a win for the whole family, whomever the family is. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, it's more than jewelry. It's about your story, and they'll help you tell one and make one when you go into where Arkansas gets engaged. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks. We're full service here. We're like the concierge of sports talk radio.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Looking for the perfect light beer to kick off the new year? Flight by Yingling raises the bar for light beers. With just 95 calories, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of a Yingling, but it's a light beer. Grab a Flight at your favorite store or ask your bartender and take your beer game to new heights. It's perfect for the holidays or watching a game. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life, too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
This is not interesting. It's just interesting to us.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, now more than ever, it's important to partner with a well-trained real estate professional, someone who understands all the ins and outs of the game and makes sense of all the things we read about in the real estate market every day. That's why I've partnered with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, from the very beginning. And that's why I recommend them to you. I remember the first time I bought a home. I didn't have any idea what was going on. They did, fortunately, and they guided me through the process. They listened, and perhaps that's the most important thing. You want someone on your side of the table who understands your needs and who listens. Now, they've got offices in Northwest Arkansas. They're in Fayetteville and Bentonville. They're in the River Valley as well in Fort Smith. You hear us talking about their office in Branson. You're going to see their yellow signs all over town, and you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
When it comes to any kind of construction, you need to know and be able to depend on who you're dealing with. When it comes to your roof or a remodel, Teamwork Roofing and Construction builds everything using only the best materials, including Malarkey shingles that perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Your roof is more than just shingles. It protects your home, your business, and everything inside, residential or commercial, simple or complex. Teamwork Roofing and Construction has the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget, treating every job like it's their own. They do what they say, show up when they say they will, and when the job's done, it's like they were never there, except for a brand new roof or a remodel. And they now do cabinetry. Get the customer care and reliability you can count on. Visit teamworkbuilt.com. That's teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park, with full replays available on YouTube and Twitter, or catch up on all 3 hours with a podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search The Chuck and Bo Show.
I'll tell you one thing, but listen, what a great show. The best sports show in the state is, no doubt, the Chuck and Bo Show. No doubt about it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I miss Eddie. Always missing Eddie.
Well, I think we all do.
Yeah, we do. 6:50. It's the Chuck and Bo Show on January 12th. It's a Monday. Eric's in Fort Smith. Eric, good morning. Here in the beautiful state of Arkansas.
It is. It's nice sun's coming up right over the airport here in Fort Smith. Looks pretty nice. It's nice and clear. It's kind of on the chilly side, but doing good for a good work morning. Start to the week. I am not one for excuses, but I had an idea, and I wanted to get your opinion on it. So before our last game versus Auburn, we had Ole Miss, which we won on the 7th, and Auburn didn't have a game before then until the 6th, which they lost to A&M. Do you think that the fact that we only had 3 days to prepare for Auburn as opposed to Auburn having 4, I mean, I know it's not a big leap, but do you think that extra day maybe made it so where Auburn was a little bit more fresh than Arkansas was, and that might have made that win? If not, I'll listen.
Yeah, it's a fair question. I think it had more with Auburn losing to do with Auburn losing at Georgia in overtime and then having that buzzer beater go the other way. Now, having an extra day to recover from that is helpful. But I thought, and Chuck talked about this when it happened, man, this is going to be an Auburn team who's going to be in a must-win situation. And I think that has more to do with it than anything. Sports, we underestimate this, Chuck, from time to time. Just what it means to somebody in a game. You're fighting for your life. Like last year when Arkansas went to Kentucky and won that game, Kentucky had all the pressure. They had all the pressure. I mean, Arkansas was in such a bad way, and everybody was down on them. It was almost like a free shot. And that set up perfectly for Arkansas. This set up perfectly for Auburn. And look, there are no excuses, and nobody's saying there are, but there are sometimes reasons why you get certain efforts in sports, and that was one of them.
I do think travel and back-to-back road games affects things.
That's another point.
But the way that the schedule is set up, there are going to be weeks where Arkansas plays 2 home games. Now, last week, Auburn played 2 home games and Arkansas played 2 road games. The second of the 2 games is on Saturday night, end of the week. Yes, I think there's an advantage for the team that's at home that has not had to travel. I don't think that's why Auburn won the game. I'm not saying that. And there will be weeks this year. We won't notice it because it doesn't affect our team. We're going to play somebody on Saturday night at Bud Walton Arena who's been on the road twice that week. That's just kind of how the schedule works. And it was Arkansas's week to have 2 road games. It does affect things, but I don't know that it really affects things quite that much. Now, if you've got a week in, say, the second week of February or the third week of February where you got 2 road games, man, that's a rough week. That's a rough week. And if you go 2-0, it's going to be a miracle. But this early in the conference season, I don't know that it's that big a deal.
Yeah. College football playoff is a week from today, the championship game, Indiana and Miami. I was watching one of the games this week, and they advertised a playoff premium ticket package that you could go to playoffpremium.com and look at what they have to offer. The 72 Club ticket package, the Lexus Sideline Club ticket package, the Corner Club ticket package, the Game Day ticket package. They're all sold out except for the 72 Club package. This is the lowest package they have. And it's a parking pass, all-inclusive club access, VIP stadium entrance, playoff premium kickoff party, premium gifting experience, concierge service, access to exclusive add-ons. You get one ticket, Chuck. What do you think it costs?
$25,000.
Very close. What do you think, guys?
I was going to say like
I have
20.
no concept of that kind of thing.
20,000.
I'm not sure.
Okay. You can get one ticket right now with those things I mentioned in the 72 Club ticket package, row 7, $22,990 per ticket. There's 5 left if anybody's interested. They got one slightly higher up in row 9 for $21,945. There's 3 of those tickets available.
You got that number?
Go online.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like walk-ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine, like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites, like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
This fall, don't just pay for a heating tune-up. Make it part of a Paschal membership and get year-round benefits for your home. For as low as $8.99 a month, your annual tune-up is included. Plus, members get exclusive discounts on air, plumbing, and electric services. Don't wait until there's a problem. Protect your home, budget, and peace of mind with Paschal. Visit gopaschal.com to learn more and join today. And Razorback fans, we've got exciting news. Paschal is now proud to be the official air, plumbing, and electric provider of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Hey, it's Bo, and I want to share something that's completely enhanced my day-to-day life. About a year ago, I started telling you about the Sweatnum Edge. Well, over the last several months, here's what's happened for me. My energy level is completely different. My exercise gains have seen a big jump. My mind is clearer, and frankly, life is just more enjoyable. Now, that's my story. What about you? Search the Sweatnum Edge online and get a free evaluation today. It's made a big difference for me, and I know it can for you too. The Sweatnum Edge.
Hey folks, Chuck Barrett here, the voice of the Razorbacks. And if you're ready for freedom from glasses or contacts, there's only one name you need to know: McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's LASIK, clear lens exchange, or advanced cataract surgery, they've got the solution to help you see your best, no matter your age. Doctors Betts and Mengarelli are the real deal, 2 of the most experienced surgeons anywhere. They've even taken care of my eyes. And now I'm seeing the basketball court crystal clear. I'm so glad I chose McDonald Eye, and you will be too.
For Chuck Barrett, I'm Bo Madden.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Hey, kids.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like walk-ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine, like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites, like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag, still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
When you're looking for tough, reliable equipment for people you trust, WT Equipment delivers. WT Equipment is a local, family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And they've built their reputation by carrying the brands you know and depend on. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, and Steel, they have the equipment and implements to get the job done right. Whether you're tackling a big job or everyday work, WT Equipment offers a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance, including compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. Their lots are packed and ready to move with special deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built to handle any job you throw at it. Nobody does light construction or hay and forage better than WT Equipment. Backed by trusted service and support long after the sale. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment location today or log on to WTEquip.com. Tools you trust and people you know.
Previously heard on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for our children.
Thank you very much, South Carolina.
Yeah, nailed it.
I just caught that some people don't have maps.
And then years later, here she is at the Fiesta Bowl.
On behalf of the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, congratulations to both teams for an amazing season, an incredible CFP semifinal game, and an amazing, amazing win tonight.
Amazing.
It is my honor to present the Verbo Fiesta Bowl Championship Trophy to Coach Mario Cristobal and the Miami Hurricanes.
Now, in all truth, we don't know if it's the same person, but we're guessing. We're guessing it is.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and
Thank you very much, South Carolina.
The Chuck and Bo Show on demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Catch up on all 3 hours with the podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Well, right now, Chuck, anybody can go. Like the whole world.
I know.
If you're a college football player, you're up for grabs if you want to be.
It's almost like sometimes you get online, let me see how much my car's worth. I mean, some of these players, it's like, let me see what I'm worth out there on that open market.
When you do that, you're going to start getting hammered with texts. Never do that with your health insurance or how much your vehicle.
That's what happens when you enter the transfer portal.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
I'll get into this college football premium playoff package stuff again if you're interested.
I am interested because that's right up my alley.
Suites are also available.
Yeah.
If you're
sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I love a good suite.
Get a midfield suite, Chuck, with 18 tickets and a pair of parking passes.
Really?
For $1.2 million.
Wow.
To just one game.
You've got to be
for one
kidding
game
me.
At Hard Rock. Now, you can save significantly with a sideline suite. That's only $287,000. for 14 tickets and a pair of parking passes.
14,000?
Yeah. 237,000.
Oh, 14 tickets.
Yeah.
$237,000.
Yeah. Get some buddies and
throw your money together.
Yeah. I mean, north
Hey,
of 10 grand a piece.
Hey, we're going to pool our money together. It's only like, $80,000 a piece. You in?
Yeah. I mean, for some of these Indiana fans, they've been saving up their whole life for something, and it was probably going to go to their kids. And then Indiana got good at football. And they're like,
well, they've had that football savings account earning interest for all these years,
Yeah.
And now they got the big payoff.
Clay Henry he's a Hall of Famer, and he is also, partially retired. But Clay can't officially forever really retire, so he still writes a lot of stories. You can catch all his featured columns at wholehogsports.com. He's in the fly shop this morning, having some maybe tea and honey. I don't know. Like a lot of us, when he wakes up, his voice is a little raspy. He's fighting some sinus things. And so he doesn't know, nor do we,
Monday morning,
how this is going to go. But, Clay, can we just offer you a good morning?
Hey, I'll take it. I mean, I don't sound great. I don't feel as bad as I sound.
You sound like Paul Harvey. You sound fine.
You sound like you were born to do this, Clay.
My job, right now is Gene Ann is dog sitting in Rogers for Sarah's dog. And I got our dog. It doesn't matter anything that happens the next couple of days as long as this dog's okay.
Well, that's understood. You are your health and well-being does not matter.
No, Gene Ann calls, how's Millie? Well, Millie's fine, but I've got this. Well, is she eating?
You're not getting the dog sick, are you? You haven't given the dog your cold, have you, Clay?
Yeah. In other words, you sleep on the couch, let Millie have the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, at least that's good communication. It's healthy.
At least you know where you stand.
Exactly.
I mean, that's all anybody wants to know. I just want to know where I stand.
Yeah, you don't have to guess and wonder. You know exactly where you are, and you sound fine. You sound great, actually. Speaking of Paul Harvey, what is the rest of the story with his transfer portal? How are we going to finish up here in Ryan Silverfield's first run at it?
Stumped him.
Did we lose you, Clay? He said it just went dead. He can't hear us. These phone lines, which are not like
somebody stretch that cord.
You want to
stretch that can
back.
out.
They, I've heard this happen in other parts of the day too. It just goes away. I mean, it's just so maddening. It's
it's like they're there, and then they're not.
Right.
It's like you lose the call.
It's like we've gotten to such a level of technology.
We're spoiled.
That we can't really keep up with the technology, and then your calls drop. It must be what it was like back in the day when
didn't have this with landlines.
Line. Well, you probably did back before we were born.
We had party line.
That's right.
That's what we need, is a good party
line.
line.
Probably struggled with some connections, and then it just got to where everything was fine, and we had to make it better.
What does that mean? Can you explain that to me?
A party line?
Yeah, it is way.
That's when you would pick up the phone and you would talk to the operator. And if nobody, like your neighbor down the street might be having a phone conversation at the time, and you could listen in on your neighbor's phone conversation, somebody else would initiate the call. You couldn't necessarily pick up the phone and just dial a number. And oftentimes, especially in rural areas, you'd have 3 or 4 different houses who'd be on the same line, and you'd share a phone line.
Fascinating.
You and Chuck need to spend more time together.
We do, and just the concept of the operator is really foreign to me as well.
Yeah.
That there's just real people at a call center.
Oh yeah.
Watch the old Andy Griffiths. When Andy picks up the phone and says, "Sarah," he's on the party line.
All right. I'll do some research.
Another one for you is 411. Wasn't that it? Where you'd call to get somebody's number?
And back in the day, that all the banks in town, you could call a number and they'd have the time and temperature. If you'd wake up and the electricity had gone off, you'd call the number.
It's a different world. Movie show times.
Oh, it's a whole different deal now, Edward.
Yeah,
Let me just tell you.
It's a different world.
I did that not long ago.
It was disconnected, and I was mad.
I called the bank.
What's going on around here?
Wouldn't work. I called the bank.
I know.
And tried to get another time and temp because I couldn't find it on my phone.
I know. What time is it? Call the bank.
Call the bank. Get it. Charlie's in Camden, where we effort Clay. Charlie, good morning.
Good morning, guys. I was thinking about maybe Clay. I have to mess with him because he always messes with me on the other show, so I'm gonna get him here. maybe he was sitting out there by that old payphone, and he forgot to stick a few more quarters in there.
Maybe that's it.
You guys remember? Yeah, I doubt it. But anyway, how you guys doing this morning?
Man, we're good. How are you?
Doing well. It's Monday, but I guess I got to fight that. But and it's really cold down here. Speaking of cold, hey, Chuck, are you worried about this Razorback defense at all? Basketball defense.
Well, they didn't play good defense Saturday night, but Auburn was really, really good. Auburn was really good. Now, if this is a pattern, I mean, if we're talking about this in February, that's a different deal. Let's see how this week goes. I got a feeling that I think they'll win Wednesday night, and then they'll be challenged again at Georgia, I would imagine, kind of like they were Saturday night. So let's see how they do this week.
Yeah, and look, my point to that is I don't worry. This is one of those teams I don't worry about offensively. I think they can play with anybody, but there's going to be nights where you got to get down in the stance and you got to guard some people. And they did go to a zone a little bit the other day. I saw it, but it looked like, they were down by some – and it looked like it worked a little bit, but it didn't feel like they matched – the more desperate team was Auburn the other day. You could see it. I was worried about that going in. I texted a buddy Saturday morning. You know, the fact of the matter, the two losses that they had were just right down to the wire, and they were at home, and they fell out. I think you even talked about that, Chuck. I mean, going down there and winning is really difficult, and it's like Tennessee going to Florida. Hard to win at those places, but, look, defensively right now is where I think they need to own in because I ain't worried about this team's offense. I think they can score with anybody. Anyways, y'all have a good one.
You too, Charlie. Thanks
you,
for the
Charlie.
call. We're trying Clay again. Clay, are you with us again? You'll be back in action.
I'm here.
Yeah, I was asking you where we can you give us a feel for how you think the transfer portal's gone for Arkansas with Silverfield, his first crack at it here.
They've got the faucet wide open, and they're coming in, in groups. I'm talking about commitments and signings, and I went through there, and I like the idea that there's a lot of linemen in this group, and I think that's where the game is played. So that's a good sign. How good these guys are, I can't tell you. I mean, the best news is the guys that stayed. The ones that I had hoped would stay have, for the most part. There's one or two that are like, maybe. But the defensive and offensive linemen that are coming back, that's important. Kittler and Branham and Rhodes, and there's a few others, but I think they're headed in the right direction. Well, it's sort of early. When we get out there in spring ball, I'll ask me again then, okay?
Yeah, we'll look forward to that.
Yeah,
I think that'll be interesting for all of us to see when they get on the field. But you got a whole new roster, man, every year now, and that's all everybody talks about in college football and getting players in every year. Everything's changed to that, and you just wonder as it's happening what they're doing, what they have.
If anybody asks you who's wearing 14 or who's wearing 19, I couldn't tell you that.
No, you got to have a roster.
Clay, one of the things I've kind of wondered about, watching Ole Miss, for example, seeing Braxton out there and Kudus and Has, it does seem like you touched on it right there. For the most part, they've kept the guys this time around that they wanted to keep. And as I look at it, and I want to get your thought on this, I felt like the most important thing this year in the transfer portal was for Arkansas to retain what they wanted to retain. What killed them last year, now they brought in some players who couldn't play, but they replaced guys who could play with players who couldn't. And they had to replace the players that couldn't play because the guys who could got offered more money somewhere else. It seems like, anyway, that retention has been better this year than it was last year.
I think that's accurate. And I looked at that defensive roster, and somebody says, "Well, they're losing all these guys." Well, they needed to lose them.
Well, yeah.
I mean, just be honest. Julian Neal, you might like to have back. He's out of eligibility. He'd be the one, in the secondary. You'd say, "I'd like to have that guy back." He's at the East-West Shrine game, I think, this week, and deservedly should. He was a good player. They just didn't have anything hardly to go with him. But yeah, it's they needed a little hit of money, and it looks like they've gotten that because it's not like the last staff didn't try to keep some of those guys.
Oh, they try with all of them.
Yeah, but if dollars aren't equal, what can you say? And the thing that I like, it seems like there's an emphasis on in-state kids, and I think those are that it might be easier to retain them if your money's close, if they're in-state.
Right.
The out-of-state kids, if the money have to be equal or better at Arkansas, and that's the problem with recruiting out of state. You know, it's like they don't have that loyalty that's built up in the in-state kids. Now, it's all different now than when I grew up and when you guys grew up. You watch every game, every team. So nobody. I can remember talking to Lewis Campbell about his recruiting, and he said, "Well, he never heard of any of these schools that were sending letters." Well, they're big time schools, but he just never heard of them because it's like it's just out of sight, out of mind. It's not out of sight, out of mind anymore. So the money has to be in the ballpark.
Yeah, you got to have something just to be in the conversation. You might end up losing out, but if you don't have something, you're not even in the conversation now. They're not even coming to take a visit. That's what's changed dramatically. By the way, I see Texas is being the Ole Miss of last year. They're going out and they're trying to get any player who was any good on a team that wasn't that good last year. And Cam Coleman is the example I'm thinking of at Auburn. But I saw somewhere where who knows the accuracy of this. But like $30-40 million in the transfer portal but that's a Texas kind of move. I don't think you can go get an amazing roster. Okay, we saw what happened this year, but I don't think you have to have that to compete. Arkansas had all those one-score games over the last 2 years, and all those fumbles and all those penalties, all the turnovers, and they're in all these one-score games and they're losing them. And I got to think, watching Indiana play, Indiana doesn't have the most expensive roster in college football. They might next year. They don't have it this year. But they're really well coached, and they don't beat themselves. And I think as much as anything, that's what Silverfield's got to bring to the table along with putting, a solid roster together.
Well, it isn't just about recruiting. It's also about development, and we'll see what happens. But it's the blueprint is there. I mean, you can take the Indiana blueprint or you can take the Texas Tech blueprint. It looks like Texas is taking the Texas Tech blueprint. But you better be able to coach them, and you better have good, the technique that I see played by Indiana is perfect. Every position. You can run it back. I looked at the view that they have, what they call the sky cam view, so you can really watch the blocking. And I think that is so educational for somebody that maybe hasn't studied that. Watch Indiana and watch the assignment detail that they have, both sides of the ball. And that's where Arkansas has to make headway. They haven't too many missed assignments. They call them MAs. That's what I've seen over and over and over. So the coaching wasn't getting done. And we'll see if it changes with this staff.
Hey, before we let you get out of here, Clay, what did you think of the basketball game? What are your thoughts on that going into the new week?
Yeah, it reminded me of watching the LSU game, the first one down in Baton Rouge, where their defensive technique was just off. They were trying to guard too tightly. They were up under players, and you're going to get driven by it. And they've got to figure out, okay, there's a fine line between pressure and being sound. And I thought they were unsound on their defense. And that's what happened early last year. And, so I have hope because they coached that to where they were sound as they move forward. I mean, and you can try to play too hard and you can be too tight. And they blocked 10 shots against Tennessee. I think there were 4 Saturday. So they didn't get help at the rim, and they lost containment on the dribble drive. And I think that's probably the things they're going to be working on.
Thanks, Clay. Good stuff. Voice sounds great. You sound great. Have a Monday.
$1 million.
Have a Monday.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate
Y'all are nice.
Thank you, Clay.
Clay Henry, longtime friend, Hall of Famer. And that's good insight right there on the basketball team. I agree. I think that's something. The good news is they can be cleaned up.
I think they'll be fine. I think we'll look back on that and we'll view that game as an aberration. Hey, we read and hear a lot of things about the housing market. We talk about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, a lot. And one of the things that maybe we don't talk about enough is their professionalism and the way they can make sense of all the things you read. Because some of the things that apply in other areas don't apply here. Just like some of the things that apply here don't apply there. Location's important, not just in town, but in your part of the world. And Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, has been here since 1978. They understand all the nuances of the market. There's not much that's going to happen that they've not seen before. They will guide you through the process, whether it's your first time out, whether you've done this all your life, whether you're buying, whether you're selling. They will be the ones that, once you partner with them, they'll be your partners forever. That's been my experience, and everyone I've recommended them to has had the same result. Now, they're in Northwest Arkansas, Washington, and Benton counties, Fort Smith, Branson, a wide selection of homes, and you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com. There we go. Here we go. Let's take some personal shots. You want to? I mean, come on. Let's take some personal shots at him.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag, still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life, too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeichertGriffin.com.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
He's Chuck Barrett.
He's Bo Mattingly.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is proudly driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. We've been talking about them for a number of years. The truth is, they've been Northwest Arkansas's premier vehicle dealership for really as long as I can remember. There are lots of reasons for that. Starts with great brands: Honda, Acura, Chevy, Toyota. And then they've got the largest pre-owned selection that you're going to find anywhere. Trusted names. And they're all right here at the Fayetteville Auto Park. But what really separates them is what happens after the sale. You want to know your vehicle can be serviced by people you trust, right where you bought it. And that's exactly what you get at Fayetteville Auto Park. An award-winning service department and an award-winning collision center, all under one roof. It really is your one-stop automobile headquarters. They've been in business for 25 years. That's a long time. Built on trust, relationships, top-tier service. That's how you stay around as long as they have. The Fayetteville Auto Park. Drive with confidence.
Looking for the perfect light beer to kick off the new year? Flight by Yingling raises the bar for light beers. With just 95 calories, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of a Yingling, but it's a light beer. Grab a Flight at your favorite store or ask your bartender and take your beer game to new heights. It's perfect for the holidays or watching a game. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
I'm right. No, Arthur. I'm right. I am right. Go look at it. Go look it up. Do the research and then come back.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Man, that's good.
Well, Bray just brought in breakfast.
Bray Cook just brought in breakfast. And, Bray played professional football. So when a professional footballer buys breakfast, it means a little bit more than, like us going out and buying it. We'll, make sure we get just enough.
Yep.
When you're Bray Cook, you buy enough just in case everybody's super hungry.
We need to get Bray in here in a few minutes. Bray's the now full-time general manager of Varsity Vibe. He's been working with Varsity Vibe since its inception in August, but he's now in full-time. He's going to be in the building in the mornings. And you see, this is what somebody like Bray does. They come in early, and now there's company in here. And, he might just, who knows what. We're just all figuring out how we can take advantage of it.
Well, and, he wants to fit in early in the morning, and the best way is to bring food. Hey.
And that's part of being a football guy.
We'll welcome you with open arms.
Part of being a football guy.
He understands.
And not just a football guy, but, he understands coaching and sports and all that. I was into this ticket package thing.
Yeah, I noticed
the playoff premium.
Bo's trying to figure it out.
And I saw the commercial, and I was just curious. I mean, I'm going to the game to work the game, so I'm not obviously going to be in a midfield suite. But if I were able to just go, and I would say to take you guys, and we were able to entertain people, and we could do this, what would it look like? And I mean, I got to tell you, it's expensive. Like one ticket and a parking pass, a premium ticket, 50-yard line. This is not Third Market. This is not SeatGeek. This is not Vivid Seats. This is not where you're having to go to the third, party, the aftermarket resale. This is just straight up with the CFP. $1.1 million, almost $1.2 million for a midfield seat. That's 18 tickets and 2 parking passes. Sideline suite, 14 tickets, $287,000. And so I guess my question is, who buys that?
People from Indiana.
Do you think they really are? Do we, and we're maybe a little jaded because we've worked in sports for so long. If you, somebody as a fan, tell me, if Arkansas were to play for the national championship in football 5 years from now, and they're in the college football playoff, would you spend a lot of your savings to go to the game? Whether that's $10,000, $7,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000.
Well, you know the answer to that. Of course people will.
Is it a trip of a lifetime?
Yes.
I'm not talking about people that have millions in their savings.
I'm talking second mortgage.
I'm talking about, or you're taking out a loan.
People will do that.
Is this a bucket list?
There's no
is
question.
That kind of a big deal for you?
There are people in Indiana right now, I guarantee you, who are borrowing money off whatever they have equity in to get to this football game. I guarantee you there are.
Then I personally, I'll speak for me, I underestimate at times what these games mean to some people. It's not just entertainment. It's a lifetime memory. It's something that they live for.
Well, look, it's solely the Indiana people that are driving the prices up. I don't think America is clamoring to get to Miami to watch this game in person. Now, they'll watch it on television. It'll be a must-watch TV.
And Miami's playing at home.
Miami's playing at home. And you're still going to have – Miami's going to play a home game. I guarantee it's still going to be 3/4 Indiana.
I'll tell you this, though. Nobody does big events. They're not great fans. But if the Heat are in the finals,
I'm
if
sure.
the Dolphins
I'm sure
are in the
it'll be a
playoffs,
great show.
The Marlins are the Hurricane. They're
Marlins.
They're going to be. I mean, I was there. The Marlins when
Once
they won
every
the World
50
Series.
years.
Yeah, I was still in Florida at that time. They do the red carpet. They do the big moments. Like they don't have to be a big fan. They got to be at this experience. And so there are people in Miami that are buying these things up. I'm certain of it.
I think so too, but I believe it's Indiana that's driving up the price. I'm also going to say this: college football should not be the sport of kings. I mean, some of this stuff is just getting way out of hand. What's it costing the average Joe to go to this game, Bart? If I just want to go and walk in, best I can do.
Get in the doors, $3,500.
See, that's crazy. That's insane.
I agree.
Well, here's the thing. What are we going to do about this?
Nothing.
Because it's
well, the evolution of the secondary market in ticket resales has really hurt this because it shouldn't cost that much.
Because the schools in the league are getting a chunk of it now, so they're all in.
But those ticket prices will come down before the game because otherwise those tickets aren't going to sell.
I got a point on this because we keep talking about what's wrong with football. We got to take a break. We'll get to some calls. Let's do that, and then we'll come back right after that. 877-377-6963.
Sure.
Golly. 877-377-6963. I was very confused. I was with a number I read on a bathroom wall over the weekend. Yeah. Hey, if you haven't tried Flight by Yingling, it's only 95 calories, tastes like a Yingling, but it's the next generation of light beer. Brewed from America's oldest brewery. Ask for it on draft at your favorite restaurant.
Hold on, guys. I'm on the Chuck and Bo Show. Hold on.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more. They carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
Chuck, you've been around a while, and look, I don't mean that ugly, and Bo, you've been around not as long as Chuck.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Ryan Silverfield has my attention.
Oh, yeah? Well, okay.
Has my attention.
Okay.
Is this like the seal of approval?
Oh, look at that.
Well,
Are we moving closer to the Bart seal of approval?
The man hasn't coached a game yet here.
Yeah.
But
he has your attention.
He has my attention for what he's doing in the transfer portal. You know, when
y'all better put him in the Heisman.
Sure.
Pay attention.
Look, when you see these initial transfer portal rankings, you expect them to change pretty rapidly over the course of the portal period as some of the big dogs in the sport, get after it and start signing players and everything. But when you look at what Arkansas has done in the portal, they've been hanging around the top 10 this entire time in terms of portal class rankings. 10th right now in the country, according to 24/7 Sports. 11th via On3. They're doing a great job in the portal, but what, at least it appears that way, right? We have no idea how these guys are going to play at Arkansas, right? But it appears that things are going well. Here's what caught my attention yesterday. Maryland transfer corner Lakai Rowland signed with Arkansas. Starter at Maryland, had a good year as the starter at Maryland. They're, you could say their best player in the defensive backfield. That alone is, eye-grabbing. And a starter from a Power 4 conference school. he visited Ohio State, right? And Ohio State fans were really pissed off that they didn't get this guy. And that he came to Arkansas.
At First Security Bank, banking isn't one size fits all. It's personal because everyone's financial journey looks a little different. From managing day-to-day spending, to running a small business, to helping your kids learn more smart money habits, or taking that big step toward buying a home. At First Security, you get the services you expect, the technology you need, and the real support of local people who live here, know the community, and take the time to understand what you're trying to accomplish. Life moves fast, and having a bank that moves with you makes a difference. Whether you prefer stopping by a branch, banking on the app, or picking up the phone to talk with someone who actually knows your name, First Security is there. They offer smart tools like mobile banking, bill pay, and mobile check deposit, along with thoughtful solutions like flex banking for kids, checking built for small businesses, and local mortgage lenders who guide you through the home buying process. Choose the power of personal. Bank better at First Security. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You know, Oaklawn in Hot Springs is where excitement, luxury, and nonstop action come together, all in one unforgettable destination. The Oaklawn Casino Resort features a 24/7 smoke-free casino with more than 1,500 slot machines, plus blackjack, craps, roulette, along with great dining, live entertainment, and energy that goes all night. When it comes time to relax, check into the luxury hotel, enjoy award-winning restaurants like the Bugler, and unwind at the Astral Spa, Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa. And it's the perfect escape with Hot Springs National Park and beautiful scenic lakes just minutes away. And for sports fans, Oaklawn Sportsbook keeps the action going year-round. Bet on football, basketball, baseball, golf, and more. Even international sports with easy deposits and withdrawals, all through America's best sports betting app. Oaklawn is your Hot Springs escape. Plan your visit today at oaklawn.com. The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park, with full replays available on YouTube and Twitter, or catch up on all 3 hours with a podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search The Chuck and Bo Show.
I've been brain dead for 2 days. Like some people would argue much longer.
Well,
but I mean,
it's been noticeable. It's been noticeable, really. The last couple of days.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Go ahead.
You go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the Indiana fans are coming out of the woodwork, man. I mean, they are. They're everywhere.
Well, I saw some of them on the plane to the Rose Bowl.
I would imagine they're making a beeline for Miami, and everywhere they go, they're wearing their sweatshirts and all that stuff.
We're going to talk to one of them that's phoned in. Before we do that, we've gotten a lot of text about Casey Dick and comments over the weekend and his quarterback reclassifying and Arkansas's involvement with that. I haven't seen anything about Hank Hendricks officially at Arkansas yet. But the feeling is that's where he is headed and won't play at Fayetteville High School next year from, a lot of reports over the weekend. Bray Cook has been a high school coach, has been a college on college staffs, including at Silverfields in Memphis years ago. He works with us now, and we'll bring him in here at 8 o'clock and kind of get a feel for all of this transfer portal stuff, what the environment's like right now. And we'll give you an update on Arkansas's class, what they've been able to do in the portal so far. Michael is in Rogers. Michael, you an Indiana fan?
Yeah, so I actually graduated from Indiana in 2014, and we were absolutely tragic at football. We went up to Wisconsin that year and lost 56-10. Wisconsin's top 3 running backs all had like 100-plus yards and at least 1 touchdown on us. I actually worked with the team as an athletic training student, so this is like one you never think could ever happen, and then, probably because of the transfer portal helping out and everything, all of a sudden we turn around in 2 years and you just, how the transfer portal is. You don't know how it's going to be in the next year or two. So I'm actually going down to the game. My wife and I and our family are going down to the game because all her siblings and both my in-laws are Indiana grads, and yeah, we're forking up some cash to go. We're not paying for the suite, the $1 million suite, but we're still paying a couple grand for a ticket. But it's one of those things like you never know if it's ever going to happen again, and it's something you never ever expected. And And, we had a national champion savings account saved up, but we thought it'd be for basketball because that's what Indiana
Wait a second.
normally is.
Wait a second.
but-
When did this? When did that start? Like the planning and saving with an account for an Indiana championship moment.
My wife started that a number of years ago, and she would throw in $10 for every win by the basketball team. And, her whole family, she's like one of 30-something people in her family to go to Indiana. So I'm one of one from my family. So you're going to see, they showed out in Atlanta, and I expect the Indiana fans, the Hoosier faithful, to show out in Miami as well.
That's a pretty cool story. I didn't realize people did that. Is that a normal
We were
thing?
joking about that during a break a little bit
we
earlier.
talk about Kentucky fans.
Yeah.
They do that for the SEC tournament because they don't have season tickets. There's not enough for the people that want them, and so they'll go to the SEC tournament. Can you give us, I'm not asking you to tell us how much money you're spending, but can you give us a perspective on what kind of vacation this would be if you're going, to the Cayman Islands or something? Is it right up there with that kind of vacation?
Oh, yeah. You're going to Europe and doing it right.
Yeah. There you have it.
All right.
There you have it. This is all in. And it must mean, once the game's over, it's over, but I guess you have the memory of a lifetime, and you're expected to win.
Yeah, so hopefully they win. I was texting my brother-in-law yesterday that, if they win, the sting of this initial sting of pain for this will all disappear. So if the Hoosiers win, I'll call back in on Tuesday or Wednesday next week.
All right, my man. Congratulations on the run, and I'll be there. Maybe I'll see you. But
have fun.
Have a great time.
I appreciate it. Go Hoosiers. Have a good one, guys.
All right, you too, man. Who's yours?
By the way, can I just say something real quick?
Yeah.
Is anybody rooting for Miami? Is anybody outside of Miami people rooting for Miami in this game?
I don't think so.
I don't believe so.
Indiana, America's team.
I think everybody's rooting for Indiana.
How long is it going to take those Indiana fans to get spoiled? First game next year? What do you think?
I don't know.
Second game?
I don't know.
Probably
man.
pretty quick.
I think when you've been that bad that long, you appreciate it for a little bit longer.
Well, maybe.
Not as much.
Maybe so.
Not that long,
Maybe
but
so.
a little bit longer. Brian in Ozark.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
Hey, man.
Well, I got to ask y'all a question about the transfer portal.
Ask us a question about the transfer portal.
Yeah. You got 33 players committed, right?
I'm not sure what the number is, but it's in that region, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
34 incoming transfers as of this morning on the Whole Hog Transfer Tracker.
I mean, I guess most of their kids are coming from smaller schools, but when I looked at these other schools, for instance,
hold on a second.
Yeah.
Boise State, West Virginia, Boston College, Baylor, Louisiana's a smaller school, Memphis, I don't know if you think that's a smaller school, Maryland, Baylor, Memphis, Maryland, Oregon State, Kentucky, North Carolina, Clemson, Auburn, Virginia, Southern Cal, Michigan, Memphis, Tennessee,
pretty much like everybody else's list.
But Cincinnati, there's a lot of Power 4 schools in there.
Yeah, they're all really lowly ranked too, because
What are you driving at, Brian? Brian, what are you driving at? I don't have a lot of patience this morning. What are you driving at?
Texas has got 13, and all of them are still better than anybody y'all got.
Well, that's great, man.
They got the number
That's
145.
great. Have a great day in Ozark, then.
Sam Coleman, buddy.
Neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was a disappointing season. Maybe you can buy more players and have a better season.
Texas also got a transfer from a.
He turned up the radio so he could hear. He wanted to hear.
Wow. Texas also signed
I'll play
a player
around.
from a 2-10 Arkansas team.
I'll
last
play
year.
around with Brian. Chuck has no patience for it. He's just like, get this guy out of my sight.
No, I don't mean that. Sometimes Brian's fun. Today's not one of those days.
It's always the same call.
Yes,
it's always
the same
about
thing.
Arkansas not being enough and Texas being better.
It was a good song the first 1,000 times I heard it.
The thing is, I don't understand why he keeps making the point, because it's not as if we have a counter point. Like he's not calling. He acts as if we're acting like Arkansas is doing a better job than Texas. I don't. So to continue to tell us that Texas has more resources and they have more money and they're buying more players and all that, what's the point of that?
I'm not giving him his win. I'm not.
Does he have one?
Well, I mean, Brian's win is to get on this program and talk about how great Texas is and to make everybody mad. I'm not playing his little game this morning.
Danny said Russell.
So take that, Brian.
I'm not playing your little
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Hope you have a good day in Ozark, Brian. Not playing your little game
That's
this morning.
right, I do.
Have a fun time at Applebee's for happy hour. Hey, Danny.
Applebee's catching strays.
Really? Danny, what's up?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't care about Texas, but I do care about Arkansas. We can only hope that we can channel just a little bit of Kurt Signetti talent evaluation. That's all we got. I'm hoping these coaches can evaluate talent and coach them. That's what they're doing in Indiana. You know, their roster was rated the 16th out of 16 in the Big Ten as far as talent, but they're doing something right, and I'm pulling for them.
They're doing a lot of things right.
They're doing a lot of things right.
They're taking 2 and 3 stars and beating a holy tar out of big time programs. So I think Arkansas is doing a good job so far. There's only 2 things I have a little bit of problem with. If you're going to waste a scholarship on a guy that's been in a lot of trouble, apparently the receiver from Boise State, why not give one to the most celebrated quarterback in Arkansas history? I think they really fumbled the ball on that, but everything else is looking pretty good, really. I mean, we just have to hope that they can coach them up. And
who are you talking about? Kane Archer?
Yes, Kane Archer.
So,
I think we should have. He wanted to come here. I think we messed up.
He did, but like, have you talked to any coaches about Kane Archer? Not on the Arkansas staff, just any coach, any football coach.
I would take a chance on him.
Have you talked to any football coach about Kane Archer's game?
Well, you know what? I don't normally, Bo.
Okay, that's fair. But I've talked to a bunch of them, okay? And basically, the knock on Kane Archer is not that he's not a good football player, but he hasn't done things in high school that lead to playing in the SEC, like push the ball down the field. Greenwood's so much better than everybody they play. A lot of short throws in their passing game. And so when
they could say the same thing about Joe Montana and Drew Brees as well.
I hope Kane Archer goes on to have a great career. This is not me belittling Kane Archer. It's me trying to explain the evaluation process. So as a fan, what emotionally feels good, okay? And I get it. I wanted Kane to be here too. Love the kid. But if, as a coach, your job's to evaluate and get the best players you can get at that position or any other position, how everybody emotionally feels about it is not the most important thing, because your job as a coach is to ignore that and do what's best for your team and your program. And I think that's what you want as a fan.
Well, you got 90 scholarships. You can't take a chance on a kid that's an all-time record holder in Arkansas.
So what happens? What happens if you bring that kid in and he sits the bench and never plays? And what does that do for everybody that wanted him to be here to begin with? We got to hit a break. I appreciate your call. Go ahead. I'll give you the last word.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I just say if that happens, then all the experts are right, but sometimes the experts are wrong. And I would have took a chance. That's all I'm saying.
No problem,
But otherwise, they're doing a great job in the portal.
Thanks for calling. Have a great day, man. You guys are part of my family. Everyone that listens to this show is just part of the Chuck and Bo family. We're building a community here.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com. Looking for the perfect light beer to kick off the new year? Flight by Yingling raises the bar for light beers. With just 95 calories, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of a Yingling, but it's a light beer. Grab a Flight at your favorite store or ask your bartender and take your beer game to new heights. It's perfect for the holidays or watching a game. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life, too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I want to see you and Bart in the old three-legged race.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Let me just...
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, now more than ever, it's important to partner with a well-trained real estate professional, someone who understands all the ins and outs of the game and makes sense of all the things we read about in the real estate market every day. That's why I've partnered with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, from the very beginning. And that's why I recommend them to you. I remember the first time I bought a home. I didn't have any idea what was going on. They did, fortunately, and they guided me through the process. They listened, and perhaps that's the most important thing. You want someone on your side of the table who understands your needs and who listens. Now, they've got offices in Northwest Arkansas. They're in Fayetteville and Bentonville. They're in the River Valley as well, in Fort Smith. You hear us talking about their office in Branson. You're going to see their yellow signs all over town, and you can log on to WeicherGriffin.com. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
When it comes to any kind of construction, you need to know and be able to depend on who you're dealing with. When it comes to your roof or a remodel, Teamwork Roofing and Construction builds everything using only the best materials, including Malarkey shingles that perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Your roof is more than just shingles. It protects your home, your business, and everything inside, residential or commercial, simple or complex. Teamwork Roofing and Construction has the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget, treating every job like it's their own. They do what they say, show up when they say they will, and when the job's done, it's like they were never there, except for a brand new roof or a remodel. And they now do cabinetry. Get the customer care and reliability you can count on. Visit teamworkbuilt.com. That's teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park, with full replays available on YouTube and Twitter, or catch up on all 3 hours with a podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search The Chuck and Bo Show.
Bart's over there fact-checking. Kind of ruined...
Just ruined the whole day for me. Has everything I've said on this show been fact-checked?
This would not have happened. This would not have happened.
Have you gone home and fact-checked everything I've said?
No.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
John Calipari live tonight, 7 o'clock at Sassy's Barbecue and Grill in Fayetteville. I know you guys will be, Bo or Ed will have the tape rolling over there. I'll try to give you a laugh at some point during the.
Can you work in a word for us today?
I don't know.
Can
Maybe.
you have a special word?
I don't know.
Like a challenge?
I don't know. We'll just have to see.
Fire engine still on the table, especially after talking about burning the tape.
Yeah, maybe so. Extinguisher.
Extinguish.
I don't know.
Could you use extinguish?
I don't know. We'll just we'll just have to see. Hey, let me say this. I'm glad my heater works right now. And Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric's the answer. They'll be your answer too. Peace of mind's important, particularly when you are in the dead of winter or you're in the hottest part of summer. That's when you do not want your system to go down. When you're part of the Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric family, that doesn't happen because with their planned protection program, they take care of you year-round. They prevent problems before they happen, and that's what you want. That's what a partner does. That gives you the peace of mind that whatever happens, my home's going to be comfortable. And Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric can provide you that peace of mind. You can find out all about them. In fact, you can log on to gopascal.com. You can set up your appointment right now.
I tell you what, this is the time of year where you really get screwed up because it's warm one day, like a Friday. You leave the office, like here, the AC's on. You go home. You come back on Monday, and it's 30.
Oh, the AC's on every day here.
And
it could be 20
then you
degrees.
flip it over to the heat. Chuck likes it warm.
No, I didn't say I like it warm.
I
I like it freezing.
You like it 75. If you're picking
75 in this studio is a lot different than 75.
Low 70s.
It's 31 in Fayetteville, 29 in Fort Smith, 28 in Hot Springs, and 26 in Mountain Home. As you're waking up this morning. Matthew in Greenwood, we got 30 seconds. What's your take today?
Man, I just wanted to know about the guys. First and foremost, the guy talking about Texas and the transfer portal. I mean, I'm a Razorback fan. All of us here are Razorback fans. At the end of the day, talking about how we're getting kids from schools that are lower ranked than us. Buddy, we won 2 games last year.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to do something. I mean, it's not like we're rock stars. It's not like we're bringing kids from Alabama, you know what I mean? But we are bringing in some quality talent. I really do feel like Silverfield is the right move. My biggest preach for the last few years is that we needed somebody young on that hill, you know, and we've got it.
Yeah.
And then I'm from Greenwood, and as to Kane Archer, the kid's an awesome quarterback. He's not an SEC quarterback.
Appreciate the call. Bray Cook's going to join us next to talk about the transfer portal. Chuck and Bo on demand, driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Imagine every sip and bite feels like you're celebrating the finer things in life. Chef Shiloh and the bartenders at Tusker's Tavern in Fayetteville have just dropped new menu items celebrating a cocktail culture and culinary craftsmanship. Daily happy hour, 5 to 6:30. 20% off wine by the glass and $5 local draft beer. And for fun, they've created Unhappy Hour, Monday through Wednesday from 9 to 11 p.m. with the same specials. It's Tusker's Tavern at the corner of Mission and Crossover in Fayetteville.
I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool and a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Donuts, Red Bull, and lottery tickets. I mean, how could you want anything
Courtesy
more?
of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag is still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
When you're looking for tough, reliable equipment for people you trust, WT Equipment delivers. WT Equipment is a local, family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas, and they've built their reputation by carrying the brands you know and depend on. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, and Steel, they have the equipment and implements to get the job done right. Whether you're tackling a big job or everyday work, WT Equipment offers a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance, including compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. Their lots are packed and ready to move with special deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built to handle any job you throw at it. Nobody does light construction or hay and forage better than WT Equipment, backed by trusted service and support long after the sale. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment location today or log on to WTEquip.com. Tools you trust and people you know.
Previously heard on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for our children.
Thank you very much, South Carolina.
Yeah, nailed it.
I just caught that some people don't have maps.
Yeah, me too. And then years later, here she is at the Fiesta Bowl.
On behalf of the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, congratulations to both teams for an amazing season, an incredible CFP semifinal game, and an amazing, amazing win tonight.
Amazing.
It is my honor to present the Verbo Fiesta Bowl Championship Trophy to Coach Mario Cristobal and the Miami Hurricanes.
Now, in all truth, we don't know if it's the same person, but we're guessing. We're guessing it is.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and
Thank you very much, South Carolina.
The Chuck and Bo Show on demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Catch up on all 3 hours with the podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Think about this, Chuck. Think about, like, this show's free. You don't have to subscribe to it. But imagine if this was the Chuck and Bo Show. If you were listening to the show and you wanted to cancel it. Like, you're done listening to us.
I hate that.
But there's no way to ever turn your radio off or get it off the Chuck and Bo Show. How maddening would that be that every time you get in your car, you can't adjust the volume and you can't change the show?
Well, you'd start
you
walking.
Can't turn it off.
We would be a healthier society.
Chuck and Bo Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Chuck's got Cal Live tonight, 7 o'clock at Sassy's.
Yep.
South Carolina, 8 o'clock Wednesday.
Yes.
Bud Walton Arena. Hogs have a chance to get the bad taste out of their mouth from a shake your...
Yeah, I'll bet they do.
Shake.
You got to jiggle the cord.
That just happens randomly every 6 weeks, it seems like.
Just cuts out.
It's Monday. Hogs back in school today. University of Arkansas, back in class. Now, I guess we can still get some guys in and out of the portal, but it's becoming more difficult here with school this semester starting to have somebody available for spring break, as I understand it. But they've got 34 guys in the portal. Bray Cook, or out of the portal. Bray Cook spent time on Ryan Silverfield's staff, played in the NFL, played at Arkansas, played at Harbor, coached at Pea Ridge, head coach. Now he's with us at Varsity Vibe as the full-time general manager to start 2026. Bray, good morning. Welcome. Congratulations on joining us. I mean, I don't know if that's a congratulations, but we're happy to have you.
Hey, glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Bray also does a Coaches in the Mouth podcast where he interviews lots of coaches and players, high school, college, all that.
Works with the mouth.
Works with Brett from Cersei. That's a whole other story for another day. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, welcome in. Give us a little bit of your background so that, because I want people to understand that you have a perspective that we don't all have on the portal. So you spent time with Silverfield as an example at Memphis.
I spent time there, and again, at that time, it's different. There's no portal. It's your traditional college football that we grew up to know and love, and that is not the same college football that it is now. And the cat is out of the bag, and it's chaos. I mean, it really is. And you mentioned today is the first day of classes. So you also got to imagine that portal closes, I believe, Friday.
16th.
And then you've also got the teams that are still in the college football playoff. And from what I understand, they've got 5 days after that final game for their kids to transfer. So, I mean, as a head coach, you've got to continue to install your coaches, your new coaches coming in. You've got all that your normal traditional college football head coach has to do. But now you've got to manage the portal. And what does that mean? What does it look like? Traditionally, it was recruiting. It was understanding kids' stats, who they are, their family. Now with NIL, it's what's the bottom line? And who else is coming after this kid? What does he want? What do we have available? And, of course, that's where you see the GMs come into play and the roster management. But you can only imagine so many different things and aspects that go into evaluation, recruiting, roster management, class scheduling, your kids who are already on your team who are now starting workouts and equipment and gear. And it just adds so much more to that head coach's plate, which is why you see a lot of those head coaches who have come on our podcast talking about the college football is broken right now.
I think about a guy like Signetti, and obviously we're going to talk about our situation here, but he's game planning for a game. Obviously, for the national championship. He's trying to talk guys that he wants to keep into staying. Mm-hmm. He's working the phones, trying to get the portal guy that he'd like to have from the other school to come to him. And he's still trying to get ready to coach the biggest game of his life. So, they got full plates.
I mean, if you think about how fast this is happening, how many people you're dealing with at one time. This is sort of unprecedented the last couple of years where you're bringing in, it used to be you'd bring 15, 20 kids maybe on a visit for a weekend. Nobody's making a decision right then. I mean, they might decide on the way out. We call it a visit high or whatever. Yeah. Boy, I really like Arkansas. I'm going there.
It's a good
offer.
It's
not all about that weekend. Yeah. Now it's all about the offer you're getting right there on the spot, and there's 15 or 20 kids here at a time, kids like grown men, players with agents and families, and helping make the decision. We saw something happen over the weekend where Fayetteville's quarterback apparently is reclassifying, and not going to be at Fayetteville next year.
Yeah.
So that's a surprise to former Arkansas quarterback Casey Dick, who's the head coach at Fayetteville. And I think he posted something on social media that he wasn't happy about it. And I think it's because he didn't know anything about it.
Sure.
Later kind of walked his comments back, said, in an emotional moment, I said some things maybe I should have thought about before I said them. But I think from Silverfield's perspective, like, you're the new head coach at Arkansas. You're trying to have great relationships with every high school coach in the state. It seems like that's important to him. So how could something like this happen?
You know, I'm not going to speak for Coach or what happened there, but I definitely know all there's so many decisions made in a situation like that, and they're not always by the head coach. For example, you know, I was back in my recruitment, I was a kid who graduated early. The coaching staff had nothing to do with that. That was never talked to them. And there was pushback from my high school administration. You know, they're like, we don't think this is a good idea. We want you to stay and finish out your senior year. And whether or not that was, you know, the right decision at the time, there are a lot of, I guess, decision makers in those situations that don't always come from the head coach. This could have been something that the parents said, hey, you have an opportunity here. Let's go ahead and jump on it and do it. Or maybe that's what the kid wanted. And so there's just so many things that go into this. And it just goes back to that plate being full. I mean, if you're a head coach, and I think he's done a great job of reaching out to our high school head coaches, and I think he's done a great job of establishing those connections. And
you work with the Football Coaches Association, too.
Yes.
So when you speak of that, you got some perspective of his dealing with Arkansas coaches.
What does a good relationship with high school coaches really mean?
Well, what it means to me, and I think all coaches really, is access and availability. I think our high school coaches knowing that they can come to practices, come to staff meetings, coming and being around the program. And it really comes down to just access. Mm-hmm. And I think that Coach Silverfield has made his facility very accessible to the high school coaches and former alumni as well. And I know that there are plans to make it more accessible in the future.
Yeah, there have been complaints about that in the past. Some of them warranted, maybe some of them not. You know, when I think of Coach Dick at Fayetteville, I think he represents a lot of coaches and just the position they're in. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned college football being in this weird spot, the calendar and all these things. I think one of the challenges has to be right now, because of the way it's all set up. Lane Kiffin leaving for LSU is an example of this. We can all talk about how he quit on his team. But if it wasn't Lane Kiffin and it was somebody else, and they wanted, you know, how can you blame somebody for wanting to take, in some cases, depending on how you feel about this, a better job? Mm-hmm. But it's because of the calendar. That's not necessarily his fault. The calendar is the way that it is. Yeah. But I see where if a high school kid can go get paid right now, let's just say it's $200,000, to quit his senior year and go make $200,000 to be the fourth-team quarterback and learn college football while he's getting paid $200,000, and that's a decision he wants to make, that's not in the best interest of the high school coach, mm-hmm. wherever he's coming from. And so it's going to be, it seems to me, even more challenging for college coaches to maintain really good relationships with high school coaches when this sort of thing is also happening.
I mean, the system is built for those relationships not to take place. I mean, it really is. Now, this is so transactional, and it's happening so quickly, and there's so many aspects that go into it. It's almost impossible for you to maintain those relationships. And I know that a lot of coaches, it's still so important, because at the end of the day, you know, we love the Razorback, but it's about the people, and it's about the connections, and it's about these students, it's about the coaches, it's about a community coming together to put a product on the field that is competitive, and that is ultimately the goal. And on top of that, those are the kind of relationships that build accountability, that build discipline, that do build great teams, because that's what you got to have.
I've always been interested to watch the dynamic on recruiting in-state kids. Mm-hmm. Gosh, we've had so many conversations on this program about the quarterback at Greenwood and other kids. We did last year. We talked about the quarterback at Conway. He came up here, spent a year, and now he's transferring out. There are tough conversations that have to be had sometimes between the coach of the prominent team in the state and the high school coach who's trying to get his kid a scholarship or an NIL deal. Walk us through that, what that's like, because I'm sure there are days when that's not real easy.
Yeah, no, it's that's part of it. I mean, that really is, because there's so many options for these kids, and you don't necessarily, as a high school coach, you think I've got this kid who is the real deal. He's got to be at Arkansas, and then a lot of the state agrees. Well, maybe Arkansas' situation right now is not ideal for that quarterback. Maybe it's a money situation. Maybe it's a roster size. Maybe it's the amount of kids that we have that have eligibility left, which that changes every year now too, with as long as these kids are allowed to play. It's just there's difficult conversations that occur, and you don't always get to see the ins and outs of those.
Nobody ever asked, when's Bray Cook going to play? Because you came in and you played right away. Sure. But you've seen other in-state kids and everybody in the town saying, when are you going to play? When are you going to play? Yep. And then you don't play. And everybody's mad about it.
And everybody's mad about it. And that's one of those things, the red shirt and the medical, and now kids are going on 6 or 7 years. Hell, back when I was playing, I mean, it was 4 years and you're out, if that. And it's a different game now.
Well, there's so many variables. That's what's so intriguing hearing you talk. Because, like, for example, why not just take a shot on Kane Archer? Like, maybe he can't play in the SEC. Well, first of all, is he going to take a pay cut to not go to Utah, where maybe he's a better fit for what they have, not just on the roster, but budgetary wise? So, like, the comparison we got a little bit ago was, why did we take this guy from Boise State, this wide receiver? It looks like he's been in some trouble or whatever. Well, there's a let's just say, I don't know the number, but let's just say there's a $500,000 slot that you have. Okay, are you going to put it on, that position at a quarterback number 4? Or are you going to take it on a wide receiver? Like that also plays in to, like, there's so many variables. It makes it hard from the outside to have accurate sweeping opinions on whether this was the right move. What we all can have an opinion on is how it works out.
Yep.
Like once they go play the games. Another thing you said that was interesting to me is, and I think this is something maybe we don't think a lot about, is how it used to be. All the relationships growing up in Arkansas, or the people that give money in Arkansas, and all these attachments and all these things. And it just sort of flowed into this Razorback experience. Well, now it's like you got a coach that comes in, and what's his job? He better win games. And they've just got to go find who they can get as fast as they can, pay them what they can pay them, get them in. And it happens so fast that if I'm the coach, that's all I can be thinking about. Like, I'm just trying to put myself in that position for saying, what else do you have time to do in this period right here? I mean, you're not trying to burn any bridges or have any, bad experiences, but, like, you're probably not necessarily even thinking of some of that stuff.
No. I would think, and I want to ask you about this, literally from the time you walk in the office at daybreak, I mean, it is fast break from the moment you walk in the door. Like right now, it's 8:15. They've already done a lot of portal work, I would imagine, already this morning. Don't you think?
100%. And again, you have kids on campus. I mean, you have off season beginning today. You have you're planning for spring ball. You're doing installs. You're doing mat drills. You're doing coaches meetings, talking about your scheme and what works well. And it's just, coaches used to sleep in their office.
It's a 14-hour day today,
15 years ago, they slept in their office. And now you're adding all of this. I mean, it hurts the quality of college football, I think, because you aren't allowed to, you just don't have time to focus on the things that make college football teams great. Now you're just trying to manage your roster. And you look at the NFL, and there's the salary caps, there's the recruiting, the whole player management office, and all those things that go into it. And we're basically becoming the NFL without these caps and guidelines, and all these coaches are trying to navigate.
What do you think about Indiana?
Unreal.
What is your takeaway from what you've seen from Indiana? Just Cignetti and the whole thing and the way they play. And I don't know. I'm sure they've spent money in the portal, but they're not Texas Tech or Ohio State in the portal. At least I don't believe so until now.
It's an anomaly. It's a save and disciple doing things at an unbelievably high level right now.
How do you think they practice?
I'm sure they get after it. I mean, I don't know. It's a great question.
Because, I mean, when I look at them, I mean, you talk about the Signetti thing, all the stuff, Indiana's never done this before, but that's fan stuff. Yeah, and I include myself in that. I just wonder from a football perspective, he's evidently hired a hell of a staff because he doesn't have a whole bunch of 5-stars out there. But, I mean, that is a disciplined – they do everything right. Yeah. There's no aspect of that team you look at and go, well, they got to cover up for that. I don't see any part of that team that's weak at all.
Well, and from what I understand, they've talked about his staff stayed with him, right? So he was D2 coach, and his staff stuck with him, and that's an important part of it too. I mean, you get coaches that leave every year and find a better job and move and transfer, and the guys that you have around you on your staff. And that cohesiveness is just as important in today's game.
Yeah, from what I've read, they don't have as long of practices as some people do, and they're pretty efficient and they're pretty fast-paced. And when you have all your guys together that know exactly what you want, it makes that.
Well, he doesn't have to coach the coaches as much as like somebody that's got 4 new guys on his staff. I wouldn't think.
Bray, thank you for joining us, man. Thank you for what you're doing with Varsity Vibe.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Varsity Vibe. Arkansas.com's the website. Varsity Vibe AR on social media, cranking out great high school content every day. We'll hear more about that in the coming weeks, I'm sure. Indiana's certainly getting the job done. If you need to get the job done, you can do it with Bobcat at WT Equipment. The machines that work as hard as you do. Tough terrain, tight spaces, short timelines, whatever the obstacle, Bobcat is ready. Stop by a WT Equipment location near you. Family-owned, locally operated dealership, 8 locations in Arkansas. Also working with trusted brands like New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and again, the legendary Bobcat. Get the job done, WT Equipment or WTEquip.com. I don't know if anybody else is having fun, but this is a blast for me.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Hey folks, Chuck Barrett here, the voice of the Razorbacks. And if you're ready for freedom from glasses or contacts, there's only one name you need to know: McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's LASIK, clear lens exchange, or advanced cataract surgery, they've got the solution to help you see your best, no matter your age. Doctors Betts and Mangarelli are the real deal, 2 of the most experienced surgeons anywhere. They've even taken care of my eyes. And now I'm seeing the basketball court crystal clear. I'm so glad I chose McDonald Eye, and you will be too.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
Hey, I'm sorry if this makes too much sense. I am more than happy to hear where I'm off on this.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is proudly driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. We've been talking about them for a number of years. The truth is, they've been Northwest Arkansas's premier vehicle dealership for really as long as I can remember. There are lots of reasons for that. Starts with great brands, Honda, Acura, Chevy, Toyota. And then they've got the largest pre-owned selection that you're going to find anywhere. Trusted names. And they're all right here at the Fayetteville Auto Park. But what really separates them is what happens after the sale. You want to know your vehicle can be serviced by people you trust, right where you bought it. And that's exactly what you get at Fayetteville Auto Park. An award-winning service department and an award-winning collision center, all under one roof. It really is your one-stop automobile headquarters. They've been in business for 25 years. That's a long time. Built on trust, relationships, top-tier service. That's how you stay around as long as they have. The Fayetteville Auto Park. Drive with confidence.
Looking for the perfect light beer to kick off the new year? Flight by Yingling raises the bar for light beers. With just 95 calories, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of a Yingling, but it's a light beer. Grab a Flight at your favorite store or ask your bartender and take your beer game to new heights. It's perfect for the holidays or watching a game. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
You're going to be there, right?
Maybe.
Well, I'm saving you a seat.
I'm giving it the big maybe.
The hard maybe.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
See, we're Trinidad Chambliss, not dead yet.
Well,
denied the waiver,
yeah.
but there's going to be a court case, I guess.
I guess, like, he claims he had mono or something.
Yeah, he was sick.
Didn't play a whole year at the D2 level, and so he applied for a medical red shirt. And the NCAA said that there was nothing to indicate that there was anything wrong with him. He just didn't play. And so they provided I guess some documentation that said he was and all this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Got to know from his doctor.
Note. And they've denied it. And so the problem that the NCAA has with everything right now is it seems like they don't really have a legal foot to stand on. And that's part of what we're dealing with all these contracts and money and whatever. The kid from Washington, that quarterback, decided not to actually go in the transfer portal after saying he was going to. And I don't know if it's because Washington's contract was good enough that he was going to actually lose $4 million. Like, he was going to have to pay it back if he did. But rarely do we see in college athletics any school, any institution winning in a court of law. And if I'm betting on Tom Mars here. And the issue is the NCAA doesn't have the jurisdiction or any sort of legal grounds to really pull off, it seems, anything they're really trying to pull off, starting with NIL. That's how we got here, because they're not set up to legally handle it. So states would just start creating their own laws so their institutions could do whatever they wanted. And that superseded anything that the NCAA was able to govern. And the NCAA just continues to play catch-up. So I think Trinidad Chambliss, there's a good chance that he's going to play next year.
I feel almost 100% certain he'll play next year. Here's what I wonder about. A couple of observations there. I do think Chambliss is going to play. I think anytime you have a court case and you have a chance to allow the player to do something or penalize the player, you're going to allow the player to do something. I believe that. I also think this kid's staying at Washington because of the contract. And here's what I wonder moving forward. It sounds to me like, or at least I would have to question, did this quarterback think LSU was going to pay the buyout? Because if you're going to sign somebody away from somebody else's school and they've got a contract and there's a buyout involved in that, somebody's got to pay it. Player's not going to pay it.
My suspicion on this is that when it came time to buy out that deal, this quarterback found out he was on the hook for it.
Yeah, they weren't going to
That LSU, he's not Lane Kiffin.
Regardless of what they may have said.
Yeah, we're not paying you a bonus for what happened somewhere else like we're doing with Lane Kiffin. We're certainly not paying your buyout to the University of Washington. I don't know that happened here, but that was my first suspicion. And I do think it's going to be an issue moving forward because schools aren't dumb. They're not going to have these contracts anymore where guys can just turn and walk away and take the money and run. They're not going to be able to do that anymore. There's going to have to be some type of money changing hands when a guy walks out the door. I just think this guy thought somebody else was going to pay it.
My question for a lot of this is just like, why? Like, let's take Trinidad Chambliss, for example, right? If you look at like NFL position rank, like draft position rankings and everything, he's a top 4 or 5 quarterback in this draft. Like, what are you doing?
Well, let's look at the numbers on that.
Same with Ty Simpson.
He's
apparently,
going to make more probably as a rookie or as a one more year at Ole Miss as he would as a rookie in the NFL.
Right, but start that clock, man.
But for him, why not make another couple million? Or the going rate right now for quarterbacks apparently is somewhere in a $3 to $7 million range. That's a lot more than he's probably going to make in his first year in the NFL.
That's way more.
Guaranteed
That's way
money.
more than he would make in his first rookie contract.
In his entire contract.
Well, most NFL quarterbacks aren't. They're not even there by the 5th year. I mean, they're done. And I don't blame him.
That's why.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
There's so much more than like just money. There's all the stuff that comes with it.
He's already got an AT&T commercial.
That's what Cal's been trying to preach, Bart. That's what he's preaching. He's preaching it so bass-ackwards that like we're making all this money in college. It's the most money a kid's going to make his whole life, which then it's sort of like when he gets to that next level, you know, like and then that doesn't work out in 3 or 4 years. Then what is he going to do with his whole life after that?
Right. Like
because the $5 or $6 million that he made that all of us think's a whole lot of money right now, at that point will not be that much left
and all that stuff. Like,
but we've made college football so rich to play in. Nobody wants to leave. Not nobody, but a lot of guys don't want to leave it.
Like the reports of like teams trying to court Ty Simpson and convince him to not go pro and pay him $6-7 million.
Yeah, that's happening
to play
too.
Quarterback. Like what?
Well, that's what we have.
Get it together, people.
Well, I think some of these guys have to
it.
balance. And look,
Fix it.
It's hard in your mind to think, you know, I might not be an NFL quarterback. I might not be able to get the time in that you have to get in to qualify for pensions and so forth. Maybe I ought to take what I'm getting right now. You know, that bird in the hand thing.
Also, it's going pretty well right now.
Yeah.
He's playing great, and he figures it's going to be good again next year. It's Bart's opinion in the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. They got Chevys all over the lot right now inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
I think Trinidad Chambliss could go to Fayetteville Auto Park and buy whatever he wanted. I think he'd walk on the lot right now. Yeah, a couple of times over. Maybe every single car on the lot. I do know this, man. Fayetteville Auto Park does have a wide selection of automobiles. New, pre-owned, certified pre-owned. They've got them all. Great brands. Honda, Acura, Chevy, Toyota. And that pre-owned selection will blow you away. You won't find a better one anywhere. And I'm talking about quality pre-owned automobiles, certified pre-owned automobiles. Many of them have warranty left, and all of them are quality automobiles. And what you're going to find, though, with Fayetteville Auto Park is once you buy that rig, once you buy whether it's a car, truck, SUV, whatever, your relationship is actually just beginning. Because there are going to be things that you're going to have done along the way, whether it's as simple as an oil change or whether you're involved in a collision. They can do it all at Fayetteville Auto Park, and they've been doing it for over 25 years. So obviously they've done something right along the way. They've got a wide selection of automobiles. You can check them out at FayettevilleAutoPark.com.
Chuck and Bo On Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. It's 8:31. Chuck has a little bit of a bad habit of getting on Facebook and buying things.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Bo, and it seems like every day somebody else is asking me about the Sweat 'Em Edge. It's real. It's a new me. It can be a new you. It's completely changed my energy level and my exercise gains. My mind's clearer. I sleep better. Life's just more enjoyable. If you get drained in the afternoon, or maybe you just can't shake that weight, do what I did. Take the Sweat 'Em Edge. It's a free consultation. You get your results, and they'll give you a game plan. Just search the Sweat 'Em Edge or log on to sweatenemcosmetic.com.
Kids, there's never a good deal good enough with a bad person. Still a bad deal.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Ryan Silverfield has my attention.
Oh, yeah? Well, okay.
Has my attention.
Okay.
Is this like the seal of approval?
Oh, look at that.
Well,
Are we moving closer to the Bart seal of approval?
The man hasn't coached a game yet here.
Yeah.
But
he has your attention.
He has my attention for what he's doing in the transfer portal. You know, when...
Y'all better put him in the Heisman.
Sure.
Pay attention.
Look, when you see these initial transfer portal rankings, you expect them to change pretty rapidly over the course of the portal period as some of the big dogs in the sport, get after it and start signing players and everything. But when you look at what Arkansas has done in the portal, they've been hanging around the top 10 this entire time in terms of portal class rankings. 10th right now in the country, according to 24/7 Sports. 11th via On3. They're doing a great job in the portal, but what, at least it appears that way, right? We have no idea how these guys are going to play at Arkansas, right? But it appears that things are going well. Here's what caught my attention yesterday. Maryland transfer corner Lakai Rowland signed with Arkansas. Starter at Maryland, had a good year as the starter at Maryland. They're, you could say their best player in the defensive backfield. That alone is, eye-grabbing. And a starter from a Power 4 conference school. He visited Ohio State, right? And Ohio State fans were really pissed off that they didn't get this guy. And that he came to Arkansas.
At First Security Bank, banking isn't one size fits all. It's personal because everyone's financial journey looks a little different. From managing day-to-day spending, to running a small business, to helping your kids learn more smart money habits, or taking that big step toward buying a home. At First Security, you get the services you expect, the technology you need, and the real support of local people who live here, know the community, and take the time to understand what you're trying to accomplish. Life moves fast, and having a bank that moves with you makes a difference. Whether you prefer stopping by a branch, banking on the app, or picking up the phone to talk with someone who actually knows your name, First Security is there. They offer smart tools like mobile banking, bill pay, and mobile check deposit, along with thoughtful solutions like flex banking for kids, checking built for small businesses, and local mortgage lenders who guide you through the home buying process. Choose the power of personal. Bank better at First Security. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Oaklawn and Hot Springs is where excitement, luxury, and nonstop action come together, all in one unforgettable destination. The Oaklawn Casino Resort features a 24/7 smoke-free casino with more than 1,500 slot machines, plus blackjack, craps, roulette, along with great dining, live entertainment, and energy that goes all night. When it comes time to relax, check into the luxury hotel, enjoy award-winning restaurants like the Bugler, and unwind at the Astral Spa, Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa. And it's the perfect escape with Hot Springs National Park and beautiful scenic lakes just minutes away. And for sports fans, Oaklawn Sportsbook keeps the action going year-round. Bet on football, basketball, baseball, golf, and more. Even international sports with easy deposits and withdrawals, all through America's best sports betting app. Oaklawn is your Hot Springs escape. Plan your visit today at oaklawn.com.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park, with full replays available on YouTube and Twitter, or catch up on all 3 hours with a podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search The Chuck and Bo Show.
If you enjoy fake AI-generated stories and getting scammed on the internet, Facebook is for you.
That's what I like. That's what I want.
Yeah.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, back to the phones we go. It's 8:37 on National Clean Off Your Desk Day. Whew, got work to do. Philip, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, Philip. You're up.
Philip, clean off your desk. Grab a hold of the phone. Start talking. Nelson and Harrison. Nelson, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning, fellas.
Nelson.
I got to say this. This is what I want to say. The guy that called about Kane Archer, you can't say that Ryan Silverfield didn't try to contact Kane Archer. Kane Archer said he did himself. He said, I missed the phone call. Ryan Silverfield tried to contact Chris Young, Kane Archer's coach. He missed the phone call. So tried to contact.
That's not why he's not here, though. It's not like there was an offer on the table.
Right, but he did try to contact Kane Archer. And now let's translate that over. If the coaching staff would have been with Kane Archer, like the previous coaching staff, like Silverfield and them are with Hank Hendricks, get him to campus. If he's got a red shirt, let him red shirt. You've got two quarterbacks in Hill and KJ that are going to probably battle it out. Let Hank Hendricks get on the hill. Let him get his time while those guys are fighting for playing time. It's a great idea. And then I don't understand, after all the stuff that went on with Kane Archer, I like Kane Archer. I watched every interview with him. I don't understand why that a coach would come out and say, I don't want my player to leave and go to... Well, people's been clamoring about the coaching staff needs to get on Arkansas players. Quick. Kendall Briles offered Hank Hendricks last week at South Carolina. So, guys, this is what I want to say. I think he's doing a real good job in the transfer portal. He's getting players in that have had a little success, and they're looking for a bigger stage. This coaching staff, the only one that I'm worried that I'm concerned about that I didn't like being in the transfer portal still is Ashton No. I'd put that guy on special teams somewhere where he can knock somebody's block off, because that kid would always be the one down there head hunting. That dude was playing. But the rest of them, I hope they do well wherever they're at, unless we're playing them. And I'm just like Ryan Silverfield. If you want to go somewhere else, and we'll come kick your tail. Go home.
All right, Nelson, thank you.
About the personnel. He's all over it, in the weeds. Let's try Philip again. Philip, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey,
How
Philip.
are you, sir?
Good.
Great.
Bo, can you and I know you've talked about it, but sorry about this. Can you explain what went on with the whole deal with Casey Dix over at Fayetteville? I mean, I know that he made a comment and then he did a retraction, but I don't know the whole story. And I know that, like, yesterday it hit some national news. So can you clarify what the issue is and what happened?
Yeah, I can't speak to the parties other than what the story is, which is Hank Hendricks, the Fayetteville high school quarterback, who's a junior, senior to be, reclassified and plans to enroll at Arkansas in May, from everything I understand. And so that means he won't be playing high school football next year at Fayetteville. And I think from a Fayetteville perspective, the frustration was not having any conversations about it prior to it happening. And so the other side of that, looking at it from a college coach's perspective, and again, I don't know how it happened or the reason it happened or, what all went down, but from what I've been told, and Bray kind of alluded to this earlier, it's, as a coach right now, it's complete chaos in terms of the timing of things happening. And there's a lot of different decision makers who actually pulled the trigger on that. And, did Coach Dick get talked to before it happened? And why didn't he get talked to before it happened? As a high school coach, I totally get it. You're completely frustrated. You just lost your quarterback. Is it the best thing for the kid? Maybe he didn't even talk to you about it. The college coach didn't talk to you about it. You're like, this isn't right. From a college coach's perspective, you're thinking about that young man. He's thinking about you. You guys are having a conversation. You're not necessarily worried about everybody else. Frankly, you may not have the time to be worried about all that right now. So I think it's unfortunate that it played out on social, but that's as good as I can do explaining it.
Nelson said something a minute ago that I think you got to keep in mind here. I didn't know this, and I cannot independently confirm it, but if Kendall Briles at South Carolina has offered Hank Hendricks, that's one of the differences, frankly, in this situation and the Archer situation. It's not as though Arkansas was having to compete against other SEC schools that were offering. In this case, you do. And, you want to talk about what would be perceived as a disaster is if you've got a quarterback, a block down the street, and he commits to a guy that used to be here. So I don't know the ins and outs of all this, and I don't want to make it sound like I do, but it does sound like maybe that there was a sense of urgency there that developed in this case that maybe made it the exception rather than the rule.
And we don't always know all of those situations.
No.
But that's a good example of not knowing.
Right.
That, right? So, how do these things happen? We don't know it all.
And
there's a lot going on.
And a coach can't come out and go, hey, man, we had to do this because this other coach offered him a scholarship. He can't come out and say that. And I don't know that that's what happened in this case, but I guarantee it does in some cases.
One other point, Hank Hendricks came here because his dad was on the support staff at Arkansas last year.
Yeah, that's exactly
and that's how
right.
he ended up in Fayetteville.
Yeah, he wouldn't even be here.
To begin with.
Yeah.
He is a 4-star quarterback.
He's evidently
good player.
He's evidently good. That's exactly right. Hey, we are at the time of the year where we're going to have rain, going to have the occasional storm, winter weather's coming. Your gutters, you want to make sure they're in great shape. Hog Trough Gutters is your answer, because here's the thing. If you've got an issue with your gutters and you select Hog Trough Gutters, you're working with a local company. They've been doing it right for 30 years. We talk about businesses that have been around a long time. You do not stay in business for 30 years unless you do good work. They're fully licensed Arkansas contractors. They're fully insured. Every job comes with a written 20-year warranty. If somebody's coming through the neighborhood asking you for money up front, don't do it. They're rip-off artists. At Hog Gutters, they've got all kinds of testimonials. You can take a picture of your issue and send it to them, and a lot of times they can diagnose it there and decide whether or not they need to come out. But when they do come out, they'll do the work on site. They also do French drain work, seamless gutters made on site. Check them out at hoggutters.com.
844, the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Well, I've got a lot more rhythm than people realize.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Looking for the perfect light beer to kick off the new year? Flight by Yingling raises the bar for light beers. With just 95 calories, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of a Yingling, but it's a light beer. Grab a Flight at your favorite store or ask your bartender and take your beer game to new heights. It's perfect for the holidays or watching a game. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more. They carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag, still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
If you're having issues with your gutters or drainage around the house, you need to call Hog Trough Gutters. They're locally owned and operated with over 30 years of experience. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drains. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured, and every job comes with a 20-year guarantee. Hog Trough Gutters services all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Log on to their website, hoggutters.com, to find out more. That's hog, Gutters.com. There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. And every Wednesday is Wine Down Wednesday. 15% off every bottle of wine in the store, even if it's already on sale. But when it comes to selection, amazing prices, and unbeatable customer service, Macadoodles and Guess Who in Bentonville is second to none. Wine, beer, and spirits. Stock up for your next party, or just stop by and grab your favorite. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Hold on, guys. I'm on the Chuck and Bo Show. Hold on.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, now more than ever, it's important to partner with a well-trained real estate professional, someone who understands all the ins and outs of the game and makes sense of all the things we read about in the real estate market every day. That's why I've partnered with Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, from the very beginning. And that's why I recommend them to you. I remember the first time I bought a home. I didn't have any idea what was going on. They did, fortunately, and they guided me through the process. They listened, and perhaps that's the most important thing. You want someone on your side of the table who understands your needs and who listens. Now, they've got offices in Northwest Arkansas. They're in Fayetteville and Bentonville. They're in the River Valley as well, in Fort Smith. You hear us talking about their office in Branson. You're going to see their yellow signs all over town, and you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
When it comes to any kind of construction, you need to know and be able to depend on who you're dealing with. When it comes to your roof or a remodel, Teamwork Roofing and Construction builds everything using only the best materials, including Malarkey shingles that perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Your roof is more than just shingles. It protects your home, your business, and everything inside, residential or commercial, simple or complex. Teamwork Roofing and Construction has the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget, treating every job like it's their own. They do what they say, show up when they say they will, and when the job's done, it's like they were never there, except for a brand new roof or a remodel. And they now do cabinetry. Get the customer care and reliability you can count on. Visit teamworkbuilt.com. That's teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park, with full replays available on YouTube and Twitter, or catch up on all 3 hours with a podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search The Chuck and Bo Show. I will confess, I've reached the point in my life when my main goal every day is to get home. So once I'm there, it's going to take quite a bit to get me back out.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Football championships coming Monday, January 9th. Oregon and Indiana got no real contest. Indiana crushed them. Ole Miss, Miami, much better game. Miami found a way to win after looking to give it away the whole game. So you got Miami and Indiana. Is this going to be a close game? I think I saw yesterday that Indiana was a 7.5 to 8 point favorite.
8-point favorite right now at Oaklawn Sports.
Are you ready to lock it in already, Bart? Can you lock it in today?
I would expect that Indiana's going to win the game by more than that, yes.
If you want to play the game.
That's a yes. That's a yes.
If you want to play it like Bart will, Arkansas's best sports betting app, Oaklawn Sports. New customers earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. Just download the app and get started today. Oaklawn.com for all the details coming up on the classic racing season that begins later this month. Kevin and Rogers has been holding. Kevin, apologies for the long wait, but thank you for sticking around. Good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Oh, you guys no apologies needed. Happy New Year. I don't think I've talked to you since.
Same to you.
Just a couple comments and couple of questions, kind of jump around. The guy from Russellville calling about Kane Archer, I understand what he's saying, but he made a pretty big mistake. I don't know that I would call Kane Archer the most decorated quarterback in Arkansas high school history. We could go through a couple others that were pretty big, and one was, I'm a Rogers guy. I wasn't a big fan of him, but he was Gatorade National Player of the Year, so I don't know that I would go that far with Kane. A couple questions for Chuck regarding basketball. Any update on Carter? I believe this team is better when he's playing well because he does so many different things. And it seems to that if people want to see how to get to Arkansas, if it's an open court back and forth game, most teams are going to struggle. But if you make us play defense for 15, 20 seconds, it's going to be, the guys just, we're not there yet. I mean, we're just not there yet, but we're going to be fine on basketball. I was watching the Indiana game, very impressed with him the last 2 years. And if you watch his demeanor and the way his teams are playing, they really, and I know he was a Saban assistant, you could call them pre-transfer portal Alabama of the North. That's the way they're looking. So we'll see how it goes. I'm rooting for Indiana. I like the Gators, so I'll never root for the Hurricanes. So that's all I got to say. Just, yeah. I mean, but Miami is extremely athletic on defense. We'll see if their defense has played really well. So let's see what they can do with Indiana. I think that'll be a big tell in the first half if that game's pretty close because they've held some pretty good teams, down in scoring. Yeah. So
can they stop
the run? Comments?
Yep. Can they stop the run? Could that defense in front of Miami?
Every college football fan in Florida, except Miami fans, pulling for Indiana. I mean, the last thing in the world Florida or Florida State or UCF or any of them won is for Miami to win the national championship. Carter Knox has got a hip pointer day to day. Not sure about Wednesday.
Played 7 minutes.
Yeah, this is not a long-term deal, I don't think, based on what the initial report was Saturday. Sometimes, again, with these type things, it very much is a day-to-day situation. But he's already taking treatment. I'm sure will throughout the day-to-day and moving forward. And just not sure about Wednesday right now, though.
We talked about it being National Clean Off Your Desk Day, Chuck. Monday is kind of a day. If you didn't get it over the weekend, it's all there on Monday, and you get to work. You get things
still
started.
There.
Maybe it's a banking need you have today. You got to get some things figured out. First Security Bank can help you with your business account, your personal checking. They got all the tools to help you separate everything out. Maybe it's a home loan, or maybe you need any sort of loan. They've got all of that. And you're not going to be able to bank better than First Security with all the convenient locations they have. It is just how you bank better. Friendly people all over Arkansas helping Arkansans every day. FSbank.com. Check out all their services online. First Security Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. All this talk about how college football is broken, maybe we can get into this a little bit tomorrow. It's not hurting the popularity of the sport.
Is it really broken? Or just, the way we view it.
The mechanism by which all is happening and the frustration of those trying to make the moves, it's frustrating for them. But the product is still wildly entertaining. Have a great Monday, everyone.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
Imagine every sip and bite feels like you're celebrating the finer things in life. Chef Shiloh and the bartenders at Tusker's Tavern in Fayetteville have just dropped new menu items celebrating a cocktail culture and culinary craftsmanship. Daily happy hour, 5 to 6:30. 20% off wine by the glass and $5 local draft beer. And for fun, they've created Unhappy Hour, Monday through Wednesday from 9 to 11 p.m. with the same specials. It's Tusker's Tavern at the corner of Mission and Crossover in Fayetteville.
The nation's best home court advantage lives inside